Hello and welcome. Welcome to Drakenmemoria. For those of you wondering what this is, well, it's Dungeons and Dragons, or more specifically, a group of people playing Dungeons and Dragons. So if it's not something you want to watch, well, too bad. This is what we're doing. And we've been doing this for the past, I think, nearly 2 years. It'll be 2 years in a few months. And hopefully we'll be doing this for at least another year. Now think of all the trauma these wonderful players will go through in that year.
I was thinking only a year? No.
Actually, I was about to say, it's
low
actually
expectations
been more
of
than 2 years,
this.
I think.
Might be level 7 by then.
I think November will be 2 years. Exactly.
Cool.
Unless I'm...
Well, I only ask because, like, I came in around, like, episode 30.
Yeah.
Like, 34.
We're at episode 145. And
yeah,
we've
so on a
missed...
weekly schedule, that's minimum 2 years already.
We've missed 2 episodes. So we're nearing 3 years. Wow!
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
that's what I was about to say, 3
I've
years.
been here for almost 3
Wow!
years.
Yeah, I thought I'd
I was gonna say, when I left, it was like a long time ago. Like, I mean,
Well, to be honest...
I was still in high school.
To be completely honest...
Whoa.
We did... yeah. We did lose probably 25 episodes introducing people that didn't stay.
And then I remember you guys were talking about that drunk episode, but you know.
So, yeah. Lost a little bit of time there. Just 6 months. It's not a lot. Don't worry about it. We don't think about it. Alright.
What were we talking about?
So, for those of you who actually want to be here watching Dungeons and Dragons and not us remembering how long it's been since we started, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you with us. We hope you're going to have a pleasant evening. Part of the day. Got into that discussion earlier today, so just part of the day. Hopefully you'll have a good one. And once I stop the music, if you keep hearing crickets, it's not because the ambiance music is broken. It's because there are crickets right outside my window. So don't worry. They're not in your head. Well, they might be, but, you know, these ones aren't. And I believe that's everything we could say. Oh yeah, that's right, the introduction. No, not that introduction. Alright. So, let's get back into what happened last episode. Yes, last episode. Well, it can be summarized in one word. We traumatized Tobiyashi. But for those of you who wants a little bit more than just that, the party finished its PvP event. One was more extravagant than the other, including the fact, mostly because Tobiyashi got blown up.
Also, nobody could see either of them in the first fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't talk about it. That first fight never happened. It's like it never happened.
All they saw is poof, poof. Ah, god damn it. Oh, I see a cloud there. Oh, I see another one here. I can swear I saw one moving there.
And there goes Toby falling out of a tree. And
the fight was over. But for the other one, well, Tobiyashi got blown up. His bits and pieces got shoved into every corner of the room, then anchored into place, then...
thrown up on.
Yeah, well, more like dragon sneezed on, and then
First
finally...
run up against a wall, actually. I accosted him across a wall.
And then he finally managed to pull himself together and then got hit by a weapon which threw him very far away. And then he just started blinking whenever he was hit. And then he lost.
Oh, and I ate a blob.
Yes! Yes, of course! The blob that forced itself down your throat and into your stomach. You can still feel it there, by the way.
No,
sure it's
that's
fine.
wonderful.
That's gonna end up just fine. You don't have to keep worrying about
Feels
that.
great, guys. I'm always full. I never need to eat, you know?
And whenever he feels content, you can hear purr from inside of his belly. So, now that the challenges are done, the party can turn its attention to the more serious, I was going to say important, but it feels like this was important in some way. More serious business. Impressing a whole lot of people so that the religion of audience can become powerful and influential in the world.
Yeah, that's why I did it. That's why I did yeah, that's why I blew up. It was all part of my plan.
Good training experience for that. Event.
It's all been taken into account. How much sooner you're going to level up. It's not going to be soon enough to level up before the event. But you will most likely level up right after it. You know, right after where it should have... It would have helped so much to level before. No, right after that moment. This is when you
Watch me, I still got 7 days.
Do it.
You don't know what
Fight
I'm
again,
gonna do.
and then we'll level up.
Knock.
Right before the
Like
event.
suddenly the party
You can't
goes
just
off to
power
fight.
level by beating up on
Jabberwock.
Toby.
Oh my god. I'm leaving
Everybody
the group.
but Toby levels
I'm
up.
starting my solo campaign. We'll be on every
Solo
Thursday.
Tobiyashi, do you know the game Hide and Seek? You know, there's another game very similar to this one. It's called Dead or Alive.
We should just farm
Or
Toby
Left 4
levels
Dead.
up too, but only his hit points.
So,
My constitution score goes up.
don't worry, there won't be any consequences for that. You remember what happened to Jorg and Fisher? Nothing's gonna happen from it. It's just gonna be a passing problem. Then everything will be alright. That's what you keep telling yourself as you're drinking, because I believe this is how we left last episode. With you starting to drink, with whomever wanted to sit next to you.
Drinking everything.
Gotta feed baby Tobiyashi. I mean, your stomach.
A gnome hands you a suspiciously yellow drink.
Oh my god. Let's see how he reacts.
That gives me flashbacks from a one shot I did over the weekend.
I just realized Yashi is just one letter from Yoshi.
So what's the egg coming out? Try not to squeeze too hard.
God, an egg. That'd be horrible.
And so this is where we left last episode, with Tobiyashi drowning out the memory of this most entertaining fight. And so we rejoin everyone.
I'm gonna become a drunk monk.
The drunken style. Okay. And so we rejoin our group as Remy picks up his beak from the floor below it. Jorg unwrap itself from the blanket where he was hiding, because all of this made him feel like he needed a comfort blanket. And Fisher, who is ever more worried about what's gonna happen with the 2 potions that are still sitting in his
Begrudgingly
body.
handing audience his bet money.
An audience who now is done with the fight, and I'm pretty sure that audience at the very least has a very wide grin. He may actually be laughing right now, but I'm sure he at least has a very wide grin.
He could feel it in his nipples.
He feels, audience feels a little bad. He didn't mean for Toby to actually be like tortured, but he, it was still funny.
George doesn't feel bad about using that big spell anymore.
There's another week for Tobiyashi, just another week, just another Monday morning. Wait, what day is it?
What day is it? That could be an interesting thing to see. It's been
This curse for every Monday I get tortured.
It's been a while since I took a look at the calendar. Let's see. We are 1 week away, which means... Oh, it's actually more like a Sunday than a Monday.
Okay.
So don't worry about it. It's the end of the week. Now we have a whole new week starting. So, well, we're back inside of this theater of oddities. What do you all want to do? It's still pretty early in the morning.
I'm picking up drinks with both my hands, and then I'm picking up drinks with my silk, and then the silk that's around my legs. I'm just drinking them all.
If you don't slow down there, you're gonna do more damage to yourself with alcohol than we did to you.
No, I don't even feel it. It's fine. Guys. Don't worry.
Oh, that's an interesting concept. He could become a alcoholic slime.
The only thing that's gonna make him an alcoholic, I think it's exploding.
Audience feels bad because he wants to go pick up his shield.
Alright, so...
I really don't have anything to do. I just have to wait till my ball is done being made. Then I'll have a bigger ball than I used to have. Better metal, too.
And George doesn't have a whole lot to do.
If only Remy could have just heard you. Alright, so...
Wait.
Yes?
There's that spear George was having made.
Oh, yes.
But now he's got the catapult staff.
You
I
can
think he'll just have the catapult staff, but fight with the spear.
probably do both, or
Yeah. Like switch
So-
weapons if he wants to.
yeah.
Well,
Oh yeah, I'm waiting for that knife, I guess.
the advantage with a spear is that you can fight with it. Not a staff.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, he could technically fight with the staff.
Yeah, technically.
He threw rocks.
Just don't break it.
He's got shillelagh.
Yeah.
So that.
Alright, so... With Tobiyashi obviously trying to recover from this trauma...
Let me roll a Constitution saving throw real quick. I gotta wait 1 second, guys. Technical difficulty. I'm getting. Open up, please. Please.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're drinking with your turtle friend.
Yeah. I'm drinking his drinks too.
Oh yes, a very good combination. He just keeps telling you how nutritious it is.
Alright, so it's fighting back my drunkenness, right? Okay, I rolled a 12.
For the initial, in the initial shock of the first 2 beers you're taking, it's gonna work. But if you keep on downing them as fast as you can, it's not gonna help you for long. But he looks at you and says, come on, have this. You'll see. It just always put a smile on my face. Immediately after even the worst of combat. And he slides you a mug of whatever's inside of there.
I just look at him with a blank face. I'll grab the cup and drink it.
It's incredibly slimy. There are long strings of things inside of there. You're not exactly sure what it is. They almost slide down as if they were spaghettis. And there are these little balls inside of it that... It's like the bubble tea. But when you bite down on them, they burst and there's liquid inside.
Mm-hmm. It reminds me of that vegan spaghetti that they used to make at the monastery.
And of course, whenever you try and drink it, because of all this matter inside, it drinks more like...
So fat right now.
You'll see, it's gonna put a smile back on your face in no time, and you're going to be ready to get blown up again. Sorry.
I take another drink.
There's a little piece that's stuck in... a little bit fresh also.
Delicious.
Yeah. It's as if they just took it out of a freezer, you know? It's...
Yeah.
Has the freshness of a cucumber that's been left in cold water. But it has a consistency closer to algae.
That should be nutritious.
That's what he keeps saying. And so, as you're drinking this, what does Jorg, Audience, Remy, and Fisher do? I think, Audience, you said you wanted to go get your shield immediately?
Audience is gonna go get a shield, yes.
Okay. And what about the 3 others?
Jorg has no appetite, so I think he's going to go with Audience.
Okay.
And every time he sees a gnome, he's going to look at him with a disgusted face.
Why? They didn't do anything to you.
Psychologically, they did.
Alright, and Fisher and Remy?
Remy remembered he had some things to pick up in the commercial district, so I guess he's heading in the same direction.
Alright, so Jorg, Audience, and Remy go together. And what about Fisher?
Fisher is gonna stay with Toby for now.
Okay.
He feels kind of bad that everybody just beat the shit out of him and is now leaving to go do their own thing and leaving him to drink by himself.
I got somebody, don't worry about me. I have a question. Does my torture limit go up after this? Do I have like 2 weeks like to get tortured straight for?
You just have a really high will now.
What's the penis?
Yeah, I just have a really high will. I've been tortured worse than this. Flashbacks to me looking at Audience and then my eye rolling off into a different place.
I mean, you've been tortured a lot. You also got tortured by the Hunter cult, like, long before that.
I think I'm just immune to being tortured now, guys. I think I just can't be tortured.
Well, you have a good will, so you can Really? I can have two? Wow, I didn't know.
You know, there's a fine line between a phobia and a kink.
I'm almost crossing it, guys. You know, what if I actually like being blown up? Just Toby gets a masochist stat, and it just goes up during the campaign.
All right. So as Fisher, as you go down to rejoin Tobiyashi as he's drinking with Corinth, you catch part of a conversation with a gnome and a warden. You just hear the warden. You hear the response of the gnome just going, "It's fine. He's all right. He's over there. He's just drinking. Nothing bad happened." The warden just answered, "And you tested unsafe product on another member of the garden. I believe we told you to stop doing this." I mean, he's okay. The chances of him being actually blown up was less than 5%. It's negligible. And did he know this before using the potion? I mean, he was in such a hurry. He just took the bag and left. We didn't have time to tell him anything. And what's going to happen to Tobiyashi now? I believe he has a symbiotic creature inside of him. It's just gonna come out the other end. Don't worry about it. They go in one side, they leave the other side. It's probably gonna be very awkward when it happens, but don't worry about it. I have one of my staff actually wants to have a sample of what comes out that end. I can have him followed. He's just gonna recover it when it comes out. There's no problem. But what about side effect of an untested potion? Side effects. Do you have any idea of the kind of things which would need to happen for this to have a permanent effect? He would need to be subjected to an incredibly powerful arcane field. And I mean an arcane field good enough that we would be able to take a picture of his insides. Then he would need to be submerged, almost quite literally, in more ooze, because he doesn't have enough ooze inside of his stomach right now for this to have any effect. I mean, it would be like having a dragon blow his nose on him 5 times over. And even then, it would just be on him. It wouldn't be inside of him. And after that, he would have to be submitted to an insane amount of gravitic force. Enough to dislocate his entire body. He would be dead. And just in case he survived this, he would have to be submitted to a continuous field of undeath. What are the chances he'll go through that within the next month?
Pretty high with y'all involved.
Everybody looks at the camera.
I'll turn to the warden. I feel like at this point,
I have half those marked
this
off.
gentleman and his colleagues that supplied audience with things he couldn't have possibly known about how dangerous they were. I believe they should owe some kind of reparation to Toby.
But he's fine! Look, he's drinking over there with his buddy. They're laughing.
I'm definitely not laughing. I'm just... It almost looks like I'm about to cry, but I just drink again.
Commonly associated with one being extremely intoxicated.
See, he's already
physically fine.
He's already figuring out ways to deal with what happened, so everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Of course.
Sounds like a bad therapist.
But I do believe that Mr. Fisher has a point. He was submitted to a plethora of untested product against his will. And even though audience might have asked for them, I am pretty sure you did not tell him everything that could have happened. Fine. He can come by the shop and we'll give him something for indigestion, because that's about the worst thing he will get from this. And it's probably not gonna be from anything that happened, it's just gonna be from all the alcohol he's drinking.
He wouldn't get indigestion from that thing that went into him and has not seemed to come out yet.
It's gonna come out the other end in a few days. Why are you giving me all of that?
Notice how he didn't specify which end.
Just one other than the mouth.
Don't worry about it. Here, if it doesn't come out from some sort of orifice on his body within the next 5 days, he can have a free visit at the shop and we'll extract it for him. Free of charge. Survival guaranteed. And we'll give him a lollipop. Fine. As he looks at the warden still watching him. Fine. We'll give him compensation. I think those they like medals. We'll give him a gold brick. Actually, that's an interesting thing to do. You just gave me an idea. No experiment unless he has approved it. And even then, you have to submit it to Illithane. It's never gonna go through if I have to ask him every single time. How are you expecting us to do anything if we always have to ask for permission? These constraints are too constraining. He walks off furious. Mr. Fisher, I believe if you have time you can tell your friend that he has a free colonoscopy if he wants to. Oh, I'm not sure you know what that means. He has a free examination of his insides. Most specifically, his digestive tract.
Okay.
And if something bad happens, anything, Karmita will be warned of what happened, and we will take care of this.
Just a question. Where are the gnomes from? Like, have they always been with the garden? Did you guys, like, pick them up from, like, an insane asylum somewhere?
No, they're volunteers. This expedition was dangerous. And because of that, many were afraid of coming. There is a real danger to us being here. No one will come and help us if we are noticed. We'll be on our own and responsible for horrible things. And so anyone who decided to come here had to accept the fact that this might be a one-way expedition. If anything goes wrong, the garden will most likely go down. Fighting, but it will go down. With this kind of cost, volunteers were few among the wiser race of our world.
You only got the ones that didn't care about safety hazards.
Well, that's the thing. They believe we're not within the problematic region of unsafe. For them, it's still pretty normal.
Yeah, that's not surprising. Well, yeah, thanks for keeping them in check, or trying to. I'm gonna go check in on my friend.
Yes. Give him
back
our
and take it down.
sympathy for what he just endured. If we'd been warned in advance, we might have been able to prevent this. Now I have 5 gnomes to find. Because judging from what was used, I am pretty sure I know who was responsible for those things. Have a nice day. He bows and leaves.
Good luck.
Yeah, you look back to see where Toby is, and he's gone. I'm going to.
Look under the table first.
While that conversation was
Fair.
happening,
You'd
I
be able to walk
decided
away.
I thought it would be a smart idea to, go to the research quarters and check on some stuff over there.
But first, he hid under the table.
Yeah, I did that, but you were still talking at the time. I was like, "Oh, you can't find me here." Oh, man, I'm just gonna go.
So, when you arrive at the table, you just have Corin saying, you just missed your friend. I believe he
Wait.
said about finding a goddamn moron who made him balls. I'm not sure how much sense that makes, but that's about what he said.
That kind of makes sense.
Good.
I also took some ale with me.
At least it makes sense for someone.
And I will try and run him down.
Well, unless Tobiyashi decides to sprint to the commercial district, Fisher is most likely not going to have any problem catching up with Tobiyashi.
Oh yeah, I'm drunkenly walking, still drinking while I'm going over there. Just like usual. I'm kind of being obnoxious to people that I pass by, but not too obnoxious to where they notice. Just
He changes his bunk
drunk going
subclass.
down the street. The drunken silk subclass.
Oh yes,
yeah, I'll
and
go.
just so that everyone knows, Tobiyashi is going to be more skillful with his silk. Apparently getting blown up and reconstructed has placed neuron backs in his head, and he will no longer be making a wisdom saving throw instead of a wisdom proficiency roll for grappling people with his silk. So
Yeah,
just
yeah.
keep that in mind. The next time you want to grapple with him, he's gonna be better.
We swear.
Yeah, I would have. I would have liked to know that before, but yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing just all right. Um, I was going to see about my balls. The gnomes got them, so I got to go check on it.
You cross a
Just
gnome just going,
because you never
hey,
know with the
hello.
gnomes. You're talking about your weapon, right?
Yes. My actual no, wait. No, yeah, my weapon. I still have my balls.
All right. Uh, just in case any you feel any side effects or anything, apparently the gnomes have offered a free exam of some kind to
Okay.
make sure nothing's wrong with you, and also may or may not be giving you a bar of gold or something like that.
Did you get the gnome's name?
No, but the warden seemed to know who's
All
going
right,
after.
I'll go to him. I'll probably do it tomorrow. I should be fine. I just feel full.
Well, that's because you keep drinking.
Nah, that can't be it. I take another drink.
No, that doesn't sound right.
I don't know what you're talking about. So where'd everybody else go?
I think they all went off to find stuff. Things they were having made.
I see.
I felt bad that everybody kind of beat you up and then left. So
You don't have to feel bad about me. I've been through a lot already. I think I could handle it. It's kind of feels good. But where so you're gonna come with me?
yeah, I don't have anything super important to do right now.
All right, off that way. I point in the opposite direction.
And of course,
The opposite direction from the one we're going.
Yeah, the opposite direction of where the research place is.
So basically, he's pointing toward the garrison right now.
I grab his hand and turn it in the right direction.
That way, yeah, that way. Huh, I was right. I told you. Let's go. Yeah. And we're off.
If he ever gets to the point where he's drank too much that he can't walk anymore, I'm just gonna pick him up and throw him over my shoulder and keep going.
All right.
I only took one bottle of ale with me. I've had like 2 drinks now. I'm getting there.
No, Amiali can drink more than that.
Yeah.
You better take advantage of it because very soon you're going to be immune to poisons.
Yeah.
You will no longer be able to
I
drink
know.
yourself into stupor.
I'll have to find something to actually get me drunk. No, I'm just playing. But yeah.
You could drink what Fisher drank that one time.
I think that would kill me.
Try that out. We'll see.
It almost killed me.
I'll be fine.
Don't worry about it.
I was like,
You okay?
That's like
I got blown
engine
up. Don't worry
fuel.
about it.
So, you take your time and drag Tobiashi the best you can. You do cross a few people. The easiest way to get to the commercial district is going to the Arboretum. Bit of fresh air might help Tobiashi. But you can also go the long way through the Knowledge Quarter, and then it's just going to take a little bit more, but not necessarily a whole lot more. So basically you can
Now
go
fi-
through the small alleys or fresh air. Well, it's
Now
fresh.
Fisher's holding on to my silk like the monkey backpack the kids have. I'm about to fall, like trip, and you're just like, whoop, whoop.
I mean, look, while it might be great to have a leash backpack for Tobiyashi,
Oh man, this is a strange time we're living in. Strange time. Okay. So you're going through the Arboretum, is that what I heard? Open space,
I mean, yeah.
a lot of
Yeah,
room
yeah.
to vomit and nobody to try and take it.
Yeah.
You assume.
Well, yeah, wherever Fisher's guiding.
Well, you know that if you go through the forest of the Arboretum, you're essentially entering Sarn's territory. I mean, it's still the garden, and gnomes will still be traveling through there, but everyone seems to be avoiding Sarn whenever they can, because he's just weird. He's never harmful
Literally.
weird, but he's still just a little bit weird.
I agree.
A few nuts short than of a full stack, you know? A full stash.
Hey, Jorg. Fisher, sorry, Fisher. Sorry, I couldn't see who you were for a second.
It's the beard.
Yeah, it's the beard. You guys are both brown in the face area, but would you like this cookie? And I'll hand him the fortune cookie that I haven't used in forever. But you have to eat it before you look at what's on it.
But I don't eat.
Come on, eat it. I don't know. Just put it down there. To see what's on it, you got to eat it. It's gonna tell you your future.
Oh, okay.
I give it to George for him to eat it. Fisher.
I just kind of, instead of, I'm assuming this is like a normal fortune cookie, at least in shape and design.
Yeah, even in smell.
Yeah. Instead of like snapping it in half like most people do, I just like crunch it to pieces in my hand, pull the paper strip out, and just kind of dump all the cookie stuff in my mouth.
Let's go.
Is that how you do it?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it'll tell you something. Just look at the paper.
I read the paper.
Okay. So, do you have something you want the cookie to say, or do you want me to come up with something?
Mm-hmm.
I can easily think of something.
Yeah, come up with something for Fisher that's specific to Fisher.
Specific
Something
to Fisher. Okay.
Super ominous about that potion I drank.
don't forget. Like, don't forget to show people your insides.
Let people see the real you. Okay. Be mindful. On the cookie, it's written, "Be mindful of your past. It may be catching up to you."
Yeah. So what did it say? Wait, never mind. You can't tell me. It won't happen. Wait, or is it birthday thing? Nah, you know what? I would just don't tell me. We'll be fine.
Okay. This is
I'm gonna need the paper back.
I thought you said don't tell you though.
I'm not gonna read it. I just gotta put it back. Wait, do I have to put it back in the box?
No, you don't.
Okay, never mind. I was yeah. You could keep it. You could like hang it up on your wall or back or something. This way, and I walk in the opposite direction again.
I eat the paper and then grab him and spin him around. I grab one of his stray silks that's probably been dragging on the ground behind him, and it's got a bunch of twigs and stuff in it, and just like spin him like cartoon style until he spins around and is facing the right direction.
Okay. You make your way inside of the forest. There's not a lot of events that can happen. You do cross Sarn's path, but he's doing Sarn's thing. You're not sure exactly what it is. He just seems to be dragging his feet and looking at the trail that it leaves. But he's moving in reverse. So he's dragging his feet, but going backward and just looking at the trail it makes. And then he stops at one point, then he starts looping the trail, and then he keeps going again.
I'll walk through his trail while we're going the way we're going. This is the mushroom guy, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, one of them. There are two of
Suspiciously
them.
lacking the hat.
There's two of
mushroom
them?
Guy.
Okay.
One has a hat, the other one doesn't have a hat, which means
Okay.
the one without a hat, it means he was either exiled or he never had a clan to start with. Because the hat all have the patterns of the clans on them. It's sort of both a clan flag and something very specific to the species.
Uncircumcised. Sorry. We'll keep going.
All right. Oh, there's...
Yeah, I'm just babysitting Toby, pretty much.
Yeah. There were so many more
making sure I don't get in trouble.
jokes I could have made with that in French, but unfortunately no one will ever understand them. So, Jorg, audience, and Remy. Going to the commercial district, if you went through the forest, you probably also crossed Sarn, because he was doing that even while you were going there. And you would have seen him just move backward, making the trails, looking at the trail he's making, looping it at one point, and starts turning on himself, and then going another direction. When he sees you, he just looks at all of you and... Hello. And he keeps doing his tracks and goes away. You meet gnomes inside of there. There are some that are actually take their free time inside of these. They all seem pretty joyful. Just look at you and hello.
Wave back.
Because they're not.
Jorg gives them a disgusted look.
They like watching people explode. Making people explode.
One of them looks at you for a moment. You have a funny expression on your face. Are you alright? I heard they just made something that helps for a stomach problem. You should try and find it. It's gonna help, you know. You just drink it and everything just flushes out.
They also made a thing that makes you explode into a million pieces.
We
All
sell
over the
that
room.
now?
It's not for sale, but they just hand it out for free.
Oh man. Where?
It's See, this is why I'm all freaked out by you guys.
Jorg, I don't think there's any winning this conversation. Let's keep going.
No, I don't think so. I wanted to know if it was like a societal thing or all gnomes like that.
Gnomes, even the gnomes of your world, gnomes have a near inexhaustible wanderlust for the world. They love to see it, to experience it. They live for a pretty long time, and elves take their time. They believe that they live for a long time, so they should make sure that they can fully experience anything they're experiencing. And some may even have a little bit of worry, if whatever they're meant to do in this life doesn't get accomplished, they could be stuck in this world for over 1,000 years. And if it's not a good world, well, that's... But gnomes have the exact opposite reaction to this. They look at their lifespan and they say, wow, is that even enough to experience everything that life has to experience? And just because of that, they try to cram everything they can. They're essentially perpetual 12 years old. Everything is amazing. Everything is fun. Everything is worth experiencing.
They should go about it in less painful ways.
Well, from what you know of your world, the gnomes in your world are a bit less dangerous than the ones in the garden. And you sort of get a feeling that that's because the means at their disposals are not as great in your world as they are in this one. Inside of the garden, it's clear that the garden has arcane knowledge centuries ahead of your world. And the gnomes know that. They know that they can blow themselves up, and there's a good chance someone can put them back together. So...
That is a good point.
They all have the same desire to experiment things. Even the gnomes in your world.
Yeah.
They'll want to test things out. But on your world, the oddest thing you could probably find is travel by cannon. That's going to be pretty far-fetched for them. Here in the garden, it's...
Like,
well,
yeah, been there, done that.
You get the idea that you still haven't seen the worst that they can possibly do.
Well, you see, to improve on the cannon design is that you open a portal and then shoot somebody with a cannon into that portal.
No, you still have to use a cannon, but you have to remove the cannon from the equation. You just stand there and boom! That's a bit the difference between the two worlds. And the ones in the garden are going to be pretty excited at testing this out. Cannon travel without the cannon? Now that's interesting. So that's a bit the difference between the gnomes of your world and the garden gnomes. So. Alright. So, you make a few interesting encounter with gnomes, all waving at you, all pretty happy that you're there. But nothing happens really as you're walking, except odd encounters. You do see Valtteri on the rock, drawing. Whenever you cross her path, it's usually what she does. She seems to feel safe right now inside of the garden. In the forest inside of the garden. She just waves as you all go by, and heard that you've gone through incredible adventures without her. She wished she could have been there, but she's just not sure about how the world, everything that the world has to show right now. It feels like the world is slowly going down the sinkhole, you know. Safer here. At least that's what she says. But you make your way to the commercial district quite easily. So, as you arrive, activities are going at their loudest. You see people walking about, you see gnomes, a few odd half-elf. You see a few gnomes walking about, but dwarves, walking about. Like I said, a whole lot of gnomes, wardens everywhere, mostly watching over gnomes, but some of them are actually making sure everything goes smoothly in there. And a few adventurers. So, what do you do? Who do you visit?
I visit the shield. I mean, that's where I'm going. Shield man.
He visits the shield agency.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody. We're pivoting from. We're pivoting to a different type of campaign now.
Superheroes.
Well, I know, it's part of a Marvel-ous world.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Alright. If I am not mistaken, it is inside of a shop that you find the person working on your shield. As you arrive, you see a dwarf behind a counter. And the gnome behind him. Apparently watching very intently something.
So, what are you looking at?
The gnome just answers, "Shh. I think it can hear you."
I'll peek over to see what they're looking at.
Inside of a beaker, there's just a purple liquid there. You see just one bubble going up. I knew it. It's a sign. He just keeps watching it. You see the dwarf at the counter just going, "Oh."
I'll turn to the door. Can I get my shields?
Yes, of course. Shh. We have customers. Well, it's not my fault if they get eaten by a purple ooze, you know. Don't mind him, he's just trying to scare you off.
I
Shield!
fought some mooses in my day.
Sorry?
Nothing. I was just saying I fought some mooses in my day. They're not that bad.
Ah, yeah, well, most of them, I would agree with you. Those that you made yourself, haha, that's a different thing altogether. But I think he's just watching a very slow reaction from a byproduct, is the more polite way of doing this, of saying this. So, you want your shield, the shimmering shield, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Right. Goes behind. You hear a few things being tossed around and comes back out. And the shield is... well, actually, I have the description here. Wow, there's starting to be so many things on my... The scald, poisonous, tooth... Alright, scald, here it is. So it's a heater shield. So you know what shape the heater shield has?
Yes.
Okay. It's a heater shield, and the surface on it. And by the way, Remy, you're unless you want to not be here, you're probably here, so you can also see the shimmering surface of the shield. Same thing with Jorg. Although I'm not sure you have a fascination for a shimmering object, but the surface of the shield is polished to a point where it's nearly a mirror. But when you look inside of it, it has different hues of colors. Mostly all different hues of purple. But it does seem to have a slight movement to it. So the dwarf looks at you and says, alright. So, the shield is pretty sturdy. So, don't worry about something that would be too aggressive.
Alright.
In D&D term, it's a +2 shield. It was a bit difficult getting all of the properties of the skills to come out. But I think I've managed to do a decent job. So, with a simple word, and he gives you a piece of parchment. On it, there's 2 command words.
Okay.
The first one on the piece of parchment will activate the first ability. It will activate the shimmering effect of the scales, the one that you probably saw while you were fighting it. It does have a little bit of projection to it. So anyone within a specific cone in front of the shield will immediately be struck with this effect, this awing effect, which will completely charm your enemy. Well, it's not the kind of charm that you can force something on them. They're just gonna stay there, staring at your shield. I know that you're probably slightly disappointed with this, but it is usually made to go in conjunction with a cloud of snow. And without it, it's as best as it does. So essentially, anyone that is right in front of you can be affected by this effect. They can try to snap out of it, but the interesting thing is, so long as they're watching it, they will be stuck in this trance, even if you hit them pretty hard. In D&D term, what this is twice per day, the wielder of the shield can use the shield to shimmer with the colors of the Aurora Borealis. So it goes beyond hues of purple. Any creature in a 50-foot cone emanating from the front of the shield, but you can place the shield wherever you want. So basically, you can use your cone in any direction you can, as long as it's coming from you. Anyone inside of the 15 feet cone has to make a wisdom saving throw with a DC of 15. It was a pretty big creature. On a failed save, all affected creatures become charmed, while charmed creatures are incapacitated and have a speed of 0. Creature remain charmed until they can no longer see the shield's shimmering surface. If the ability is used in foggy condition, any creature inside of the fog cloud become affected by this effect, with the exception of the shield bearer. So be careful. If you're inside a fog cloud, you could charm all Jorg, Tobiyashi, Remy, and Fisher also.
Somebody needs to get the fog spell for me.
I mean, I have my item.
You give your item.
I just can't cast it. I get stuck in it.
The scale on the shield will shimmer like this for 1 minute. So you can use this twice a day.
Twice a day. Got it.
We were able to push out just one more ability of this. And you're more probably able to see this. It reacts to your mental readiness to combat. When the adrenaline comes, it will respond by creating a sheet of plates of ice on your body, able to absorb a little bit of damage. Once the adrenaline leaves, it will start melting off, well, unless you're in very cold conditions. In D&D term, this means once per combat initiative. Like I said, the shield is awakened by the adrenaline surge of combat, the mental readiness behind this. Meaning you can't just do this while you're in a crowd just to look cool. This state of mind is not the right one. The shield wielder can cover its body with thin plates of ice. The plates of ice grants 10 temporary hit points. Once out of initiative, the plates will lose 1 hit points every minute unless you're in very cold conditions. So winter, Arctic environment, inside of a freezer, things like that. And that's everything we were able to push out of this.
I mean, this is excellent. This all sounds very cool.
Now, usually I would sell an object like this for 7,500 gold. But since you did brought in all of the necessary material we need to this, and only the labor was needed, I am ready to cut 2,000 out of this price. So, 5,550 gold.
Alright, that's expensive, but you know what? We're gonna... What if I, how much can I sell this, +1, because I'll exchange it, this +1 shield that gets +2 against undead?
Can you put it on layaway and just have, like, the people who are paying us pay it off?
I have the money for it.
Looks at the shield. Give me a
It's
moment.
fairly new. I recently got it, so... I don't think it's really been used in combat.
Well, obviously, it's a little magical, because otherwise there would be a little bit of wear and tear on the shield. But it's obviously managed to hold itself pretty well. You say that it has abilities against undead.
It is. It becomes a +2 shield against undead.
Oh,
And
interesting.
It's normally
Interesting.
a +1 shield.
So has a little bit of a undead repellent in it.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Well, if you want to sell it, it's pretty useful object, especially if you're planning on fighting undeads. But I'm sure I can find someone to buy this. I'd be willing to buy this for 3,000 gold.
3,000. Alright. Perfect. So I'll sell that, which then would make the shield I have to buy 2,500.
And 50.
Excellent. 2,550, of course. Alright, so minus...
You remember to give yourself the 20 that you got off me.
I did. Don't worry about it. I'm up 40 gold on you right now.
Moral of the story, kids: gambling is beneficial to one member of the party.
Yeah, I'm back down to only almost 4,000 gold. Oh well.
Moral of the story is, if your friend has a gambling problem, take advantage of that.
Exploit the hell out of it.
Let's see. Eat the shields, and then is the
a
shield
good
in
moral.
D&D Beyond? Can I get it or no?
No, like I said,
Yeah.
but since everything is written, I can try and put it during the break. But
It's all right. Just wait. I'll just get it next. It's fine. I'll just remember that I have it now.
But if you want to have at least something to read, yes. This is the full description of the shield that I just sent you on the Discord. So
If I somehow get into combat, I'll be sure to remember.
just for today, it'll be there. Next episode, you'll probably have it inside D&D Beyond. So, the name of the shield is the Scale of the Rockshin, also known as the Ice Swimmer.
No, I'm excited. That was a $7,500 shield I just got for $2,500. Well, not really, but selling everything. I only had to spend $2,500.
Yeah, no, there's absolutely no problem. You just managed to sell the shield that's good against undead just before participating into an event where it's mostly going to be undead. So, good.
To be fair, it only gives a +2 against undead, and because their shield also gives a +2, they equal to be the same thing, but the shield's just better. It didn't give an added effect against undead, like the mace does. But
Yeah, no. If you had said you wanted to sell the mace, I would probably have asked you to say
sure
that again.
Hint, hint, wink, wink. You sure?
oh, actually, while I'm here, I would also like to sell, because I'm not using it, and I think we figured out that nobody else wanted this. I would like to sell the chained short sword that I got.
Okay. You'd have to go to a shop for weapons. This one is for armor.
Okay, I will go do that, but we can go to Remy or...
Well, yeah, everyone is in the shop with you, so is there something you want to do for armor? Any armor purchase in mind?
I do not... I mean, not for me. I got my armor.
George, Remy?
I wanted to see if my spear was ready.
That would be weapons, alright.
So we can head over to weapons next shop, because I want to sell.
And Remy?
You do that. Yeah, the cloth still.
I mean, Raimi already has like 2 useful armors for himself, so I think he's good for now.
Alright. But it could also be sell. Do you have any leftover armors you want to sell?
I don't think I do. Because I mean, I have like the +2 studded leather, and I still have the glamored studded leather, but I'm keeping that for personal reasons.
Of course.
But I don't think I'm holding on to any scrap
Okay.
by remembering.
Alright.
Nope, I am not.
Okay. Good. Well then, no problem. You change shop, you go toward weapons, and most likely as you're going to weapons, if Fisher and Tobiashi go through the commercial district, you'd probably be able to see one another, because the exit is... the commercial district is very open. It's not that hard to find someone if you pay attention. But I know that Tobiashi wants to absolutely go to research and development because, he really feels he needs to spend more time there.
I gotta say hi to my friends over there. Is his name Dumb Shit? Dipshit? I forgot his name.
Goddamn moron.
Yeah, goddamn moron. That was close enough.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that guy.
Oh, hey guys.
Yeah. I know Fisher has
Maybe.
a weapon. He wants to go get there, so he has a good excuse to pull on Tobiashi's leash to take a detour.
Yeah, I'm just like pulling and then getting yanked back and just pulling and getting yanked back.
In like different directions.
Yeah.
You're just making like a circle.
Well, you've been walking for an hour. You're starting to sober up, you know.
I haven't finished my drink yet. I take another.
Well, not to say that you're completely sober, but you might went from being drunk to being tipsy, you know. Long, awkward silence as
silent.
Tobiashi sees everyone.
Hey,
Oh,
Toby,
hey
how
guys,
are you feeling?
I gotta go grab my balls. The gnomes have them.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, singular.
Ray
Right.
blinks.
Is there anything you want us to sell for you while we're here? We're doing weapon and armor. We can give you the gold afterwards.
Do I even have anything to sell? Wait, give me a second. Let's.
Same to you, Fisher.
I've got a weapon to pick up.
Do you want me to pick up the weapon for you? Just to...
I mean, you can come with me. I kind of want to pick it up.
Oh, okay.
I think.
I mean, we're all headed to the weapon store.
Okay,
next.
yeah,
That's all
I'll join you guys.
Okay.
Come, Tobiashi.
No, I don't have anything to sell.
Nothing to sell? Alright.
I have nothing to sell.
Me neither. Actually, I might.
You don't even wear armor. Why?
You have the cloth. You still have that cloth.
I don't like the cloth. I didn't even know I had it until today. Well, actually, I did, but only subconsciously, I guess.
Yeah, you've been so traumatized recently. You just kept rubbing it on your cheek, and you didn't realize you were doing
every
this.
time it has to be a meme. Every time someone says that this couldn't get worse, I just have flashbacks to me being blown up. I'm just like, exactly. It can't get any worse.
Alright, we going to weapons?
Yeah.
So am I getting dragged to weapons? I'm just like sitting on the ground getting dragged. I'm like,
You don't have to come with us, Toby. You can leave.
Well, Fisher is still holding his leash.
Are you sober? Do you know which direction is it?
Yes, it's that way. And
Are you pointing up?
I'm pointing towards. No, I'm pointing towards the right way this time.
It's mostly the right way. You know, it might be a few feet to the left, but it's mostly the right way.
If I get lost, I'll ask the gnomes for help. Don't worry about it.
Don't do that, but okay. Have fun. We'll join
All right,
up
I'll
with
see you guys. See you guys later. And I leave.
So you don't blow up.
Don't worry. If he does, the gnomes are gonna pay for it.
Hey, audience, can I use that tankard you have? The one that, like, you know, like has like alcohol in it.
Sure, I'll fill it up with alcohol that tastes like alcohol, but it has no alcohol content, and just hand it to him.
All right, great. I'm drinking it, and I walk away.
You know, it tasted like alcohol. It felt like alcohol as it was going down, but for some reason, you don't feel any more drunk. Man, your resistance to alcohol must have increased.
And my tolerance is going up. Ooh.
You know that most monks eventually become immune to poison. Maybe that's what's starting. It's the beginning of this.
Yeah.
Start with a resistance, and then it goes to immunity.
As he walks out, turn to Fish and be like, "Don't worry, I gave him alcohol that's not actually alcoholic. He'll be fine."
Essentially, alcohol tasting
back.
water.
All right, good. Yeah, it felt kind of bad to leave him alone there after, everybody in the party beat the crap out of him. So
Yeah. I felt, to be honest, I didn't think the gnomes would go that far with their potions. I felt a little bad about the blowing up one.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the wardens are on it. The gnomes are gonna get some repercussions.
Okay. Just as long as they know they're coming from the wardens and not from me. I'm trying to keep a good relationship with them. They're a large source of income for me.
Right.
Paladin.
Truly a bastion of everything that's right.
Yeah, a shining
Listen.
beacon of righteousness.
I'm a dragonborn. If there's money involved, my can be swayed.
Especially if you have a dragon deity. They sort of like gold and jewels. And
They do. And my object is also a dragon, which likes gold and jewels. So
actually, he even thinks that you're not doing a lot to bolster that.
yeah, he thinks I should be getting more.
Yeah.
All right, I guess we'll head over to weapons.
Okay, so. Blades first. I believe you have 2 blades waiting in there. You have a blade for Fisher, and I didn't write down who asked for it. I just know that someone asked for a poisonous dagger.
Probably Remy. Maybe Toby, though.
I wrote down Hydra Tooth Dagger, Toby / Raimi. So
Oh
Either
yeah, I
one.
believe it was a situation where it was both.
yeah, it was, hey, we could make a dagger out of this. One of us will use it. Sounds about right.
Okay. So, let's go with the dagger first because it's the one that costs the least. So, you for the dagger, you go at the first tier of equipment, the lowest level, but it's among the higher object that they can make. And of course, you meet a young half-elven fellow on the other side of the counter, just looking at you. Welcome, welcome. I have recognized you. And I think they're talking about you. I've heard quite a few gnomes talking about something that happens in the tavern. Pretty sure it's not exactly what they're talking about. It feels like it's a bit too far-fetched. But,
Maybe minor illusions, a room full of Tobayashi's innards splashed around.
Wait, what are we talking about? What?
all right.
What expect you?
Okay, so it's not an exaggeration.
Yeah, the gnomes got a little carried away.
Yeah, that's the
I'm getting paid for it.
that's the 11th time a warden has to step in. To be quite honest, I thought it would be so much more than this. Now that they we're no longer tied to our world right now. Figured they'd try to make sure to try everything they could before we have to go back. Alright, so right. You ordered a dagger, I believe. Hold on. It was made from a creature. Here we go. Here we have. Takes out the dagger. The dagger is a curved dagger. So it keeps the shape of the tooth of the Hydra. Well, it was a bit peculiar to make. Hydras do not have poison inside of their tooth, so it was a bit of work to hollow out the tooth without affecting its structure. But fortunately, it is a magical creature, so everything held pretty good. The second time.
Goodbye.
So, it has a little bit of magic. Nothing too fancy, but it has a little bit of magic. In the ND term, it's a +1. But, see here, there's a trigger. And he shows a little trigger at the base of the... where just a quarter of an inch under where the hilt touches the blade. Now, if you hit something and press on that trigger, it's gonna empty out a dose of venom. The interesting thing with this is that the reservoir can be refilled. And so you can put any type of venom you want inside. Not just something that's gonna hurt someone. If you know how to make poisons, you could make something that incapacitate, debilitate. He takes a moment like this and...
Love.
Yeah, I don't know if that kind of poison exists, but blow up people poison. Also, I guess. The hilt has enough room for 3 doses. You'll have to refill it after that, but don't worry. And he unscrews the bottom of the hilt. Don't worry, it's watertight. So even if you drop it in water, it's not going to mix in and get diluted. And because of the magical properties in it, you don't worry. You don't necessarily have to hold it up so that the poison flows down. Just click on the trigger and goes inside of the target. And that's about it. So in D&D term, this dagger is a curved dagger made from the hollowed-out tooth of a hydra. It has a +1 to attack and damage roll. Upon hitting a creature, a trigger can be pushed at no action cost, releasing a dose of poison in its target. The poison is stored in the hilt and can be refilled with an action, provided the user has a poison to pour in the blade. So if you want to refill your blade in combat, it's going to cost you an action. But out of combat, it's going to take you 6 seconds. Up to 3 doses can be poured in the poison reservoir. The hilt is watertight, like I said, so don't worry about this diluting or mixing up if you may let it fall in the water. And he looks at this and... well, I was thinking of selling you this for 1,200 gold, but seeing as one of the interested party member got blown up, how about I give you a little prize for this and 675 gold.
Keep blowing up is a win-win. Win.
I'll lead over.
Other
I'll
than
lead
on
over
my
to Fisher and be like, I
lose.
should blow up Toby more if it's gonna get us price off items.
That
I
is,
feel like that.
Guys, I'm not just a percentage. Come on.
hey, yeah, he has to consent to that.
It was a joke, Jork.
You see the shop owners. Okay.
Remember, kids, before you blow your friends, always ask for consent. Thank you. I
I
tried
couldn't have
really
said
hard
it
on
any
that
better
joke.
myself. No, that was good.
All right, so 675 gold.
Sounds like it.
I don't know, is Raby paid that? Because he was one of the interested parties. I don't. Looking around.
Yeah, Remy, do you want it?
It's like a. Yeah, Remy will pay for it for the time being.
Okay.
Basically, if Tobiyashi just begs for it, then it's just like.
Can you give me my weapon, please? I thought there was two made.
No, it's what the information I had was one poisonous dagger.
Or did I make a sword? I don't know what I made.
I made a sword. George was
Yeah,
having
yeah.
a spear made.
Yeah.
No, I think I had it made from the frost thing. That's what I had it made from.
So I'm sending both Tobiashi and Remy the information of the dagger, so you can discuss it between the two of you. Who wants it? But it's the description is essentially what I just wrote, what I just told you. Well, Tobiashi, you didn't ask for anything else made out of this. However, if you look up, you will notice that they did make other weapons, probably from part of the tooth that was left, because Fisher did ask for a weapon that would not take every single bit of material. Among them, one that can be interesting and that you could use because you also have the fighter ability, but you would have to choose that weapon as your favorite weapon.
It's my main,
instead of. But there is a sword made, equivalent of a long sword, but it is slightly curved to go along with the curve of the tooth. Essentially, it looks like a katana.
Yeah. Okay, I'll come look at it when I go myself over there. After I'm done.
Okay. All right. You go up one tier of equipment for Fisher's great scimitar. Because I believe you asked for a great scimitar made out of one of the hook of the tooth of the Rakshan. And it just so happened that is the name of the blade. As you arrive, unsurprisingly, it's a dwarf. Dwarves are good at making a lot of types of weapons. And the dwarf welcomes you and finally, I am proud of the weapon I made. Come, my friend, come. Look at this beauty. And he shows you a weapon made from the hook of the ice swimmer. From one of the hook of the ice swimmer. It has a slightly narrower profile than normal great scimitars, but it respects the length and the general shape of the great scimitar. The blade has a misty white shimmer to it. Of course, it's magical. If you judge with audience's scale, it has a bonus, it has a plus. D&D term, it has a +2. Everything made out of what the Rakshan has will be +2 minimum. Additionally, and this is what the shop owner tells you, it was a challenge pushing something out of this tooth. But I managed to push something out. With the correct trigger word. And he hands you a little piece of parchment, which there is only one word on it. You can produce a large fog cloud. The fog cloud is essentially just that, a large, frosty fog cloud. I hope you have something that can help you see through it. Otherwise, you'll have the same problem as a normal fog cloud. There is the bonus, the interesting bonus of if you are already in foggy condition, it's going to add to the cloud. So you will essentially make it extremely hard for someone to see you. But the tooth didn't have much more power than this. So it was hard making sure that even that would be able to just come out and refill on its own without having to add something to it. So essentially what it means is it only has one additional power, and that power is once per day the sword can produce a fog cloud 50 feet, not feet, in radius, so 100 feet diameter. The fog lightly obscures area. It's not a dense, thick fog. So lightly obscured will give perception disadvantage for anyone inside of the cloud. The ability recharges at dawn or after a long rest should dawn never come. Same thing for you, audience. The ability recharges at dawn or after a long rest if dawn never comes.
This Dawn guy's famous.
Well, usually it's a female. You know, it might be a goddess.
Just runs around recharging magical items.
I didn't mean to assume, okay, guys? I'm sorry. Don't cancel me.
And it can add itself to an already existing foggy condition, pushing the fog to heavily obscured. So if you are in a condition which already gives lightly obscured, and you add this, you are going to essentially get the same thing as a magical fog cloud, 100 feet diameter, except it's not magical. So anyone using magical mean can probably see through them, and strong wind can disperse it. He looks at you and says, well, usually I would sell such a sword about 5,000 gold, but since you already gave me all of the material I needed to make the sword, how about 2,700 gold?
Show me blowing up. Show me blowing up. You guys have a lot of money. I didn't know you guys had like thousands of dollars just in your coin
I have
purse.
a lot. I haven't spent any money this entire campaign.
Me
I have
either.
3 years
Really?
worth of-
I'm like 117 platinum.
That's 3 years worth of gold right there.
it's a lot of gold. I've been saving up.
What platinum do you have? Or gold?
I had like 7,000.
Nice.
I'll buy it if you don't, Fisher.
For a +2 weapon, it's a very decent cost.
Oh no, wait! It's
Yeah.
a great sword. I can't use it with a shield. Right, never mind. Not gonna buy it.
Well, I guess because I can't actually. You said how much did you say?
2,700 gold.
Yeah, I have 1,600. So I wouldn't be able to afford it unless I sold one of my current weapons.
How many
the
of
Banishing
your
Whip.
weapons do you care about?
I mean, it'd be the Banishing Whip or the Steel Glass Blade.
Oh, okay. Well, how about this? How about I buy the steel glass blade from you, and then you sell. Let me sell my chainsword first. See how much I get from that.
Oh yeah, the chainsaw.
And then
I believe it's
I'll-
a sword.
I'll be like, here, Fisher, we can work something out. Give me 1 second, because I'll
We're
buy.
gonna do a little swapperoonie.
We're gonna do a little because the +2 sword would actually be good, and I could switch it in between great sword and long sword, which
Yeah.
would be good.
Also,
That's
it's
enough.
got the cool dragon.
So wait,
It
Kill.
does. Have a
Mike,
cool drag.
can I technically use a longsword now? Can I use a great sword?
Because you're a fighter, yes. But you'd have
Although
to
I will
use
Okay.
your
note that a
ability
great
to.
sword. I will note that your great sword, you would not be able to benefit with your
Oh yeah.
It would be off
dedicated
strength.
weapons,
It would
it
be
has
off
the-
strength, by the way, Toby, too. Not
Oh, okay. Instead
You
of
could
dex.
do a
All right,
long
that's
that
sword
makes sense.
as a monk weapon,
Yeah.
but not a great sword.
not a great.
Okay. I need to figure out what the longsword can do. The katana. Does it have a special effect? I gotta figure it out.
Vanishing whip, bracelet of bursting, stone soul, claw of undead trap.
We gave all the pieces of. Did we sell all the pieces of the thing to him? Like
Pretty
give him
much.
everything to make it out of it?
Well, as far as I know,
Like
unless
scales
audience
type thing?
has received the payment for it already, like we're still waiting on some of that stuff to pull.
We are waiting for. We're
Yeah,
waiting
we
for
are.
a lot of that stuff still to pull. We're waiting for a lot of that stuff still to pull. Like most of the intestines and blood hasn't been sold.
And the scales.
And I think we still have a lot to sell.
Echo chain. Oh, I don't have it with me, the chain sword. Can you refresh my memory
Well,
of its abilities?
I think
Yes.
it activated and turned on fire or something like that. Like it got super hot.
It's a rare. Okay, so the Wrangler sword is a short sword +1 with a chain attached to it. The ring fixed to the hilt of the sword. It's magical. It does require attunement. It's considered rare on D&D Beyond. The wheeler makes
I
it
also
with
think it
the
got
reach
debuffed.
property. Does have the reach property, so it can be used up to 10 feet, and it can also be thrown at a distance of 20 to 60 feet. Once thrown, the owner of the sword can pull the chain back to itself with the bonus action. If used as a grappling hook, the chain can only prevent the wielder from falling should it slip. So it can also be, and then the final property of the chain sword is to be able to grapple one creature or object within 5 feet of the chain. So it can grapple anyone within 60 feet by using an action or as part of an attack action if the owner has multiple attacks.
We stole this off the
yeah.
big dude that we blew up.
No,
we stole this all
remember.
that.
I remember who had it.
It got debuffed from turning on fire because we blew it up. I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
It was attached, but it's still it was still considered a rare weapon.
It got nerfed.
No, it was actually the equivalent of Audience's smite, but that's what it was happening for him when he used its smiting ability. So it was a monster ability and not a weapon ability.
It was not a weapon ability. It was part of his.
All right. All right. He looks at all of this, takes a little device, takes a moment to magically analyze this. Well, it's pretty interesting. Let's see. Magic on it is a bit dim, but it does have pretty interesting possibilities. I'm pretty sure I could sell this for a good bit of money to someone. I am ready to buy this from you for 1,000 gold.
Okay. Sure. I will sell it to him for 1,000. Feel it's a little under its value, but it's all right.
Well, do you want to try and push your luck with him?
Sure. I'll mention him. I'll
Well,
be like,
you're a
also,
charismatic guy.
If you're unaware, let me try some persuasion. It was it came from one of the bosses of one of the higher ups of the hunter cults that were fighting. So I would say persuasion value of those that see it and knew of this figure, knew that you slayed it, and so it has a fear factor to it as well.
Like a renown.
It has a renown to it. That's the word I'm looking for.
Well, there is a market for people that are trying to impress others, especially with the lower ranked adventurers. I don't know. Make a persuasion roll.
Actually,
Let me
while
make
he's
it
describing
sales.
it, Raimi is actually going to silent image the scene of the guy actually using it.
Does that give me an advantage?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
All right. Well, that's a 15 right there. That's no, it's still 15. 15 was the higher.
15 is
Make him look bigger and beefier.
Oh, it's. I think you're asking me to do a little bit, to give even more, and I believe it, from the base property of it, 1,000 is a little bit more than what it is worth. But some of the abilities actually have something interesting in it, and for someone creative, different use for it. And like I said, some of the less adventurous adventurers, the renown can possibly help them get something more.
Or if you just put a hit list on someone and they're like, oh yeah, we're trying to get this sword back because...
It's not my problem. I sell it.
All right. With a few ideas, I might be able to convince someone to give me a little bit more than this. How about 1,250 gold?
Alright. I'll sell it to him for 1,250. So, add 1,000.
Knowing he'll probably sell this at least 2,000 gold.
I mean,
This is a pawn
he
shop.
runs a store. That's what.
And then how much was the ice sword?
2,200.
Wasn't it 2,700?
2,700, I think.
Okay.
Alright, here. I'll buy the sword 2,700 because I have enough for that. So I'll remove 2,700. And then... okay, so I'll buy that sword, and then, let's see. So it's +2 to +2 is the matchup, so what you're getting is basically the ability. So... Can I have 500 gold? Exchange.
Sure.
Alright.
I'll give it to you as platinum.
Oh, so that's 50 platinum.
plat.
50 plat, alright. Alright, I'm lower on gold now. Damn, down to 2,900. Alright, and then you can have that, and then if you...
I'll give you the steel glass blade,
Yeah, the steel glass blade.
which is in D&D Beyond. I think, yeah.
Yes. I'm pretty sure.
Search items. Yes. Oh, which does also mean I can sell my greatsword +1. Technically, I can sell my longsword too, but that longsword's cool, so I'm probably going to put that up in my room as a trophy. Because
Put it up on the wall.
I'm going to put that longsword up on the wall.
Right.
But I will sell the greatsword +1 as well to him.
All right.
Just a basic greatsword.
Basic greatsword +1. He's ready to buy this from you for 450 gold.
450.
Is that it? Unless I made a mistake. Give me a moment.
I don't remember what the price of a +1 sword is.
I'm just looking at the rarity level of a +1 weapon.
I think it's like 500.
Rarity is uncommon.
Uncommon.
Oh, rarity is
It's
not.
the-
Yeah, I think it's 500 though to like add a plus.
It's between 50 and 500.
Oh, it's between. All right, I don't. I'll just take my 450. I'm not saying anything. I'll take my 450. I'll remove the great sword.
Between 100 and 400 and 500. Sorry.
Okay. We'll actually remove the longsword as well, but that will go hang up in my room. That'll go and hang up in my room. Glass. Oops. What's it called? Steel glass blade?
Steel glass
Yeah.
or glass steel? I'm not sure which one I wrote.
Steel glass.
Yeah, that's right, because glass steel is actually taken by another game. Which has a lot more money than me.
Weapons
so-
not found.
You're having trouble finding it?
Oh no, I got it. There we go. Steel dust. There we go. Got it. Add to equipment. I finally got my sword back. Not actually. I lost it fair and square, but
It was always meant for you.
it was always.
What are you complaining about? You got, like, knighted.
Yeah, I did.
You got knighted.
Now I have my weapon. That's my sweet woman.
What are any of you guys complaining about? I got a cloak that I paid for.
You did. That is true. Alright.
Well, you gotta admire her. She had the same thing commissioned that you wanted. She gave you exactly what you were hoping to get. She just didn't know you actually paid for this before. She was pretty thoughtful.
It's okay, Toby. You already hated her. You didn't have a
I
high
hate
opinion
that.
of her.
I hate that woman. I hate that woman.
She's told me I stank, basically.
You need to take a shower.
Alright.
She could have just knighted all of us, okay? You know, that would have been
No.
nice.
No.
I'll have you know that Raimi very much appreciates his Audible subscription.
Yeah, you're the only one who doesn't appreciate what she gave. So
Yeah.
I think the problem is you, not her.
No, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go back in time
Fisher
right now.
basically just got 2,200 gold from her. That's what he got, because I just bought him a sword.
All right. Oh, wow. It's late. We should have taken our break at least 15 minutes ago. All right. Well, in that case, let's take the break right now while we make sure Tobiyashi is okay.
enjoy your sword, by the way, Fisher.
I will. It probably won't be that different from my current sword.
We can combo though.
Yeah, that's really the only thing I can think of.
I could be like Fisher now, and then we could literally dazzle. We could charm like everyone 100 feet. Yes, all of us. But
We can combo to do friendly fire.
All right. So, as usual, since no one said anything in chat about not wanting the marsh music while we go on break, you are going to get the marsh. So. All right. So, we'll see you back in. No, not that one. That one here. 15 minutes. Bye.
Bye. The only thing I'm a little sad about.
Hello and welcome back. We hope you had a pleasant break. Oh yeah, that's right. I have to stop the duck from laughing at you. All right, so we come back from the break to this lovely moment of peaceful profiteering from one player to another. All right, so now that we have at least half of the things. Oh yeah, Jorg Spear.
Spear.
Yeah, so you leave the shop, you go to the shop in front, you know, they make things out of wood that has a bit of metal. It's a gnomish organization. They have a lot of subcategories. You get in, you don't see your spear in the first tier of objects. So go out, go to the higher tier. You've never seen those people. It's the first time that you get in shop at this fancy and giving so powerful objects. Oh.
Whoa.
You see a half elven fellow behind the desk. Can I help you, sir?
I was having a spear made out of some bones.
Can you be more specific?
Maybe? What do you need to know?
Well, this covers quite a lot of equipment we have. A lot of adventure bring in body parts from whatever they killed. So there's a lot of things made out of bones.
This was from an ice serpent.
Maybe just kind of like opens his hand with a minor illusion to speed up this process.
Yeah.
Right. All right.
Thanks.
The tooth fragment. Yes. Hold on. Goes behind, comes back 1 minute later. Here, and there's a long spear all wrapped up in some sort of blanket. Just unwraps it completely. Here you go. Spear made from a fragment of a tooth from a large snake.
That's it.
Hands it to you. There was one element that was peculiar about it. By putting a whole lot of magic inside of it, there was a minor bonus that came with it. So long as you have it, you can make little frost cantrip.
Ooh.
Well, don't think too much of it. It's sort of like the wizard's prestidigitation spell, but with everything cold and frost.
Okay. That's pretty neat.
It was a fragment of a tooth. It's already magical. Don't worry about it, and it's a pretty good bone fragment. Meaning it's a +2 spear.
Nice.
But we had to pour a whole lot of energy inside of it to have something come out of it. But you can essentially manipulate cold and frost on a very small scale. You could easily, just like using a normal instinctive spell, I'm sure you have some of your own. You can chill things. You can snuff out small things with fire, like candles, just removing the heat from them. You could probably freeze over a small puddle of water or a mug full of water. Nasty trick to play on your neighbor. If you find interesting reflective surface, you can probably draw a variety of things using the frost. I'm sure you've seen the frosts make shapes on windows.
Mm-hmm.
And you can, and he touches the spear, and you can just have a small wintry effect, and he just puts his hand out, and you see sort of small explosion of frost, sort of, and you're just all sparkly with the frost effect, just a few flakes of snow falling. I mean, it's not a lot, but it was just a fragment of a tooth.
That is more than what I was expecting.
Oh, good. So I was told that the normal price for this is 2,700 gold, but because the prime material to make it was given to us, so it's basically just the wood. It's still very good quality wood, and the enchantment. So would be willing to part with it for 1,050 gold.
Would you do? Oh yeah, that works. I was about to go up.
You know that
Yeah.
as a +2 weapon, it's an excessively decent price.
Yeah. I was thinking I needed like 150 platinum for that, but I need 105, which I can do.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Deal. I will give that to you. That sounds like a pretty cool spear.
Here you go.
That's the biggest transaction Jorga's ever made.
As a party today, we've spent so much money.
Well, we did the classic upgrade from +1 to +2 with like slight enchantments.
Yeah.
That costs money to do that.
Yeah, and because you've all brought the necessary material to make them, I can say right now that it's not going to be hard to add up.
10,000.
You have spent. Obviously, you haven't spent this, but you've spent 16,000 gold in total. If you add and remove the gold that you made from selling things and the reduction that you had because you brought the material. But the full value of everything you have right now is 16,000 gold.
Damn.
A lot.
Venturing is expensive.
Yep.
Magical objects are expensive. If you want to adventure without any magical object, it can absolutely be done. Harder, but it can be done.
I would like to sell my. I didn't realize I had a quarterstaff +1. Can I try to sell that to her?
Yeah, he would refer you to another shop because your quarterstaff is just wood completely, and he does wood and metal. So it's just the shop over there. So you go to the shop over there and you sell it. It's just a plus.
That one shop over there.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's just a +1, so the owner is willing to.
It's the same guy, but with
A
fake
mustache.
Oh yes, yes.
Mustache and glasses.
I've heard of you.
He just came from underneath the floorboards. He's like, oh yeah.
When he arrives,
Yeah. Right before you were gonna walk to the door, it said like closed on the little thing, and then like right when you were gonna walk up to it, it said open, and you're just like, oh, well, I thought I was gonna have to come back tomorrow.
yeah, it's his brother that's manned the store on the other side.
Yeah, the other store.
He's willing to give you 375 gold for it.
Yeah, sounds good to me. I'm not a haggler.
Haggle.
Unless one of you guys wants to try haggling for me.
Nah.
Oh, okay.
I'm not even there, so I couldn't if I tried.
You didn't even try? How could you, Toby?
Well, that's why he got blown
Warden,
up.
could you haggle for my friend, please? You send this message.
I try to get Temptress if you can get anyone to haggle. She probably has a very high persuasion. You just haggle this item up like 2,000 gold for me real quick.
She always has a very tempting offer to make.
Appreciate it.
All right.
I'll pay instead with 2 buttons.
Not the
I
top
have two
ones.
corn dog sticks. They're gonna be your buttons, not mine.
Uh,
Look how good they look on you. So handsome.
Don't you want to keep those buttons? I promise you're gonna want to keep those. They keep your suit nice and tight.
you do have to remember that during the Middle Ages, there were only two methods of keeping your pants up: strings and buttons.
They didn't have suspenders.
Well, that's
I'm
not
gonna invent
useful.
suspenders.
That's just big strings.
Yeah.
How about we start a lazy boy business and we sell lazy boys to the whole kingdom?
You're gonna need a
And the whole
gnome to build
garden.
that. You really want to go into
Fine.
business with one of the gnomes of the garden?
No. We could find a furniture guy. I think we could do it.
You want to make a lazy boy? I got ideas for this.
Quickly whips up Pinocchio.
All right. And so, I believe this concludes the orders which were made for weapons and armor. Now, let's give a little chance to Tobiyashi, who's been meaning to get something. Well, no, actually, Remy hasn't done a whole lot of things.
That is true. Remy could do stuff.
Yeah. Remy.
Well, funny enough, at least one of the things that he's picking up will lead to him wanting to look for Tobiyashi anyway.
Okay.
But it's like I don't know. I don't think Ramie's pen would be ready yet. It's like to my knowledge anyway. But he's also picking up like that one conductive, I guess conductive pot, I think is essentially what it was.
Oh yeah, the conductive pot to grow your seed or whatever it was.
Okay.
I didn't try hard on that one, guys. Give me a round of applause, please.
No. Maybe the chat will give you a few applause. They're always very generous.
Actually, let me just play my soundboard right here. I'll do the cheer. The laugh track. Oh, I could hear it myself. You guys can't hear it. I know.
And
Great.
And honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, just because... Actually, no, go ahead and answer, Draken.
Alright, for the pot. So if I remember correctly, it's just... describe it to me again. I don't have it anywhere in my list.
If it was something that I ordered to have made before we left on our last trip. It was to put the flower in with the mercury, and then be able to contain a charge from audience without being destroyed.
Yeah. Okay.
Just to grow something, I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah, the flower.
Flower? Yeah, the seed. Like I said.
Or at least keep it healthy.
It's definitely a full flower.
So it would
It's
keep
a flower
charge.
already? Okay. No.
Yeah. I'm starting to remember this a little bit more. Probably made out of the copper, the magical copper that's been coming from the mine that you just went to. Okay. Oh, that's funny. I didn't write it down anywhere.
Well, it was also on one of my sprint trips, so near the end of the session. So that's probably why.
Yeah, it was right at the end.
Oh, it's okay.
He went everywhere real quick.
Okay, so it's basically just a container to put mercury in. Audience charging this thing so that the mercury stays electrically charged.
No, you were right the second time. Electrically charged.
Okay. Electrically charged, but safe to pick up without shocking yourself. Okay, yeah. Have you rolled for this?
Asking for a Tesla coil?
They said it would take a few days, and it's been a few days. So
Yeah.
I'm just,
No, absolutely.
checking on it.
What would be... Well, technically the... I'd say... Technically speaking, well, no, I can't refer to the common level of things, because technically this would be a rare object, but the price for a rare object for this kind of thing, that would be really stupid. Not gonna have you pay 7,000 gold for this. All right. Yes, it is ready. You see a. Did you want it to close, or is it just
Sorry,
something?
define close.
Something that has a lid on it.
A lid.
Well, it was gonna be like a pot for the flower.
Like a flower
right?
pot.
Yeah, but
Like a
there
stone
are
flower.
pots who have lids.
Kind of like a biome pot, you know what I mean? Has a little bit of fog in there. Moss.
You know what? Since Rami still isn't 100% sure on like all of the associate care, like he probably would have gone for the extra cover
Okay.
just in case it prefers being in a sealed environment, or at least like a consistent environment.
Okay. So the way that it looks, it's very wide, stable. The sides go up the amount that you need to, so that the flower isn't sticking out. There's a little border where you can just rest a cover on it. The inside seems to be made out of copper, but you recognize the Harkonite color elements and the way that it shimmers. The inside is made of this, but the outside is completely black. And the builder of this guarantees you that so long as you put your hand on the black side of things, you'll be able to move it around without shocking yourself. And the coppery metal inside will keep a charge for a period of time. But just like everything else, it's eventually going to lose its charge. The equivalent of... Right now, I'll go with the damage of the electric shock. So for every point of damage the shocking element would have given, it's going to keep the inside of the pot charged for 2 hours. For every point of damage. So if audience blows on it and it gives 10 points of damage, it's going to keep the pot charged for 20 hours straight.
Picked it.
Does thunder damage work on it?
Thunder is a very different
Well, it's
energy type with a very different result.
it's gonna blow it away, but
That's true, huh?
There's the inside of it can hold quite a lot of liquid. You're not sure exactly how much you need, so.
Well, Rami already bought liquid previously, like before they left.
But
So
what I mean is, you don't know at what speed the flower drinks it. So.
yeah, it's experimentation.
But yeah, and the cover closes hermetically, so you can pry it open if you're not sure about the oxygen supply, but seeing as you've been putting it somewhere where it doesn't have a whole lot of oxygen, might not need it. So I'll create it on D&D Beyond. Insulated copper pot. Insulated the Harkonite pot.
But yeah, the main things that Rami would have to pick up is the one gem he left behind, that pot, and just checking to see if the pen is ready or not. But
Okay.
then otherwise going to go find Tobiyashi.
Okay, so the pot would be... how much would it be? Since it's...
450.
Closer to, since it's closer to a cooking utensil than a piece of equipment, I'd say, because it's made from a rare metal, he's gonna ask you for 125 gold.
Okie doke.
Alright, and I'll have to mark this down so I don't forget to create it in D&D Beyond.
And I already paid for the gem, so I don't have to worry about that.
Okay. Yeah. What did the gem do?
Oh, that's a secret until I give it to Tobiyashi.
Okay. That's all right. I believe I know which one it is. And yeah, that's it. And the pen. Yeah, that's right. The pen. The pen. Where did I write this? The quill. Here we go. All right. The pen is nearly ready. He tells you that it's, unless you want it right away, there's still a few elements of it which might look weird if you want it right now. But maybe another 3 or 4 days before it's ready.
Rami gives a thumbs up and a rainbow,
All right.
affirming the weight. That was mostly like a status checkup, but otherwise going to go find Tobiyashi.
As you're leaving, you hear the gnome behind the counter say, "I hope you didn't mean that I had to take his thumb, because I'm not doing that."
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, Rami pauses for a moment, reaches into his bag, and pulls out 2 coupons and hands it to Fisher.
Coupons.
What
Just
does
for like
it
a
say?
free wiener schnitzel's hot dog.
Rami is handing you like 2 potion vouchers.
Did they say who they're for and who they are they for who I think they're for?
Rainy Minor Illusions, the gnome that gave it to him.
So I believe which one was it? Because there are several.
I don't blame you because this was a year and a half ago. Thanks for that, by the way. This was what was given to him when he handed over the box that he had taken from Bounty.
Right,
For
okay.
potential like gnomish research purposes, and as compensation, he was given 2 potion vouchers
Okay.
for the shop.
So that gnome. Okay. Yeah. So if I'm not mistaken, they're just potion that you can get for at a normal shop in the garden, of course. If I'm not mistaken.
It's and this is based on like my memory, but I think they were vouchers for, assuming that you didn't ask for normal potions, you might get experimental ones instead. Hence why Raimi is offering them to Fisher in case he wants to bite that hook again.
Yeah, it was at a shop that you're supposed to give them those. So it's not the gnome that usually walks around giving potions to everyone. It's a gnome at a shop, but you've been at that shop, so you know that gnome, and you know that gnome does offer discounts if you're willing to try potions that haven't been identified yet or can't be identified.
His name is that gnome from the potion shop.
Mm-hmm. But it's a dude from a shop. It's not the dude that in the research department that normally does the potions.
No, he doesn't have a shop. He just walks around with potions on a tray.
Licensed? What do you mean? Are you crazy?
Are you crazy? We don't need a license
I'm
here.
not allowed to have a shop. Alright, thanks. Do you not need these, or are you giving them to me because of my history with potions?
Raimi holds up 2 talons.
You want to go have some fun?
So Raimi's going to nod, but minor illusion Tobiyashi. And holds
Are you
up
suggesting we
a
bring
gem.
him along, or we make him participate?
Raimi holds up a gem.
Okay. Yeah, we
And
can
minor
go find him.
illusion's a present.
I think he's dealing with gnomes.
He's gonna have to find his ball.
Balls. I told him balls.
Balls.
Fisher corrected me with ball.
No, Fisher correcting. You were corrected by a gnome about balls. No, you were corrected by Corinth with the word balls. But
Oh,
you
yeah.
asked a ball.
Alright then, I'll come with you. Wait.
All right.
I don't know what Jorgen audience are doing now, but
Well, that's all right. I think we should. All right. go to Tobiyashi, who wants to have something done. Unless some of you actually have something to do inside of the research and development, then you could probably join this. But Tobiyashi has a bit of a head start. Because while all of this was happening, Tobiyashi was trying to find a specific gnome. And so you go back to where the gnome was. And you have a gnome, different one. You've never seen that gnome before. He just looks at you and says,
Okay.
Who are you looking for?
Hey, yeah, I'm looking for that shit face or no, wait a minute. Let me think real quick. Shut up, you stupid idiot. It's something like that.
I don't know
He
anyone
was
by
around
that
here
name.
somewhere. Well, you do look new, so I'm sorry if, like, you know, I'm taking up your time. I know there's a lot of Nomi business you got going on here, but, you know, I'm looking for someone who's working on a magical meteor hammer that can hold an elemental.
I don't know anyone who's been working on that.
Uh-huh.
What's the name of the gnome that you asked?
Let me see if I still have OneNotes on here. I have it saved. Okay.
You goddamn
What is
moron.
it? Shut up. Yeah, something you goddamn moron. Wait, I have it in my notes right here. The only notes I took. Okay, that is a lot of notes on the garden. Okay, Horace William, argue, throw shade, blah, blah, Fisher.
You should see my
Audience
notes on the
convex-
garden.
Storm the military is almost 50 feet in my door. For wow, this was so long ago. If it's killing everyone, blah blah blah. But it's before that, right? Traumatized rogue was done. That's what I mean. Connie.
It's most likely after that.
After Connie.
Yeah.
That's the village.
I'm pretty sure the next quest that you did was go to the mountain after that.
Okay. Alright. Okay, yeah, no, it's not there. Friends. Okay. Wow, I have in friends, I just have some random guy. That's amazing. I'm a great note taker.
What?
Okay, I guess I don't have them. I should have them. I swear I had it in here somewhere.
Make a quick research for moron.
Alright, yeah, I'll make a quick research. What would I roll?
For the roll. Well, you can roll intelligence, but I'd say you roll for the word moron. If it's in your note, I don't mind you finding it.
Yeah, it
I
should be
do
in
wonder what
there.
a gnomish telephone book looks like.
What? No. What? Why 2? 10. I rolled a 10 for intelligence.
It has something to do with morons, you know. It's,
You stupid moron! You. I'll tell the gnome. It's his name has moron in it. You know anyone like that? I think last time I talked to him, he like lost his memory and was calling himself moron.
well, there are a lot of gnomes that have morons in their name. You do know how gnomish nicknames work.
Well, I knew the first time I talked to him, his name wasn't that. But it changed to that the next time I talked to him. So I don't know if gnomish names change all the time or if it's frequent, like if it fluctuates, but I'm pretty sure that would be his name now, unless it changed, unless it fluctuates, like I said.
Well, it depends. Well, usually when a gnome gets a nickname, it just adds to the name. This is why you can get a name like Bielsa, Lightfoot, Bright Eyes, Twinkle Toe.
Okay. I see. Yeah. I have it like on the tip of my tongue. You really don't know anybody who's working on a meteor hammer?
What does a meteor hammer look like?
It looks like this. I pull out my left ball. No, I pull out my meteor hammer. I pull out my meteor hammer, and I show it to him. Is it, you goddamn moron?
So
Yeah, I'll pull out my meteor hammer and say that.
let me get this straight. You're looking for a gnome, specifically a good goddamn moron, because he was working on your ball.
This ball, like, it looks like this. It's holding an elemental in it.
Right.
It would be.
And
would
they
be
say
holding an
we
elemental
are
in it.
weird.
Hmm.
Turns around and
You don't-
starts talking gnomish. Takes a few minutes. You hear an answer. You hear someone else answer. You hear someone laughing hysterically. Then you hear someone else answer something. And then eventually there's a gnome that arrives. And I think I know who it is.
Do I have to go to the same place I did before through the field of X-ray, or did you guys fix that?
Oh, more or less.
Okay. Is he still over there though?
I'm not sure exactly where he is, but you could always go there. Yeah, sure. Yeah, no, absolutely. You can directly go there. Anyway, I would have taken you somewhere near there. So yeah, it's always simple. You just go back to exactly where you were when you ask for something, and usually there's someone at that place who will be able to tell you exactly where your goddamn moron is.
Okay, that's good to know. I appreciate you for the help, and I
Maybe next
I'll see you
time,
later.
don't let a goddamn moron play with your balls.
I'm done.
you know, you could word that a little bit differently, but it's fine. It's yeah. I'll go find my balls, and I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
All right,
Bye.
I go to the place where I found him the last time. I walk through the field of the dressing, and yeah.
You can feel the potent arcane energy just going right through you, and you immediately see other gnomes looking in your direction. When you come out of that field, you hear a gnome say, "I like your kidneys. Can I have one?"
No, you cannot. People are taking my pee, and they're trying to come after my excrement. Excrement. So I mean, it would be excrement if you were like taking it from inside my body, but you're not doing that.
Oh, that makes sense.
Excrement. Yes, that's what I was trying to say. Excrement.
Well, it's always possible. I can find someone who's going to make a device that can take the excrement directly
okay.
from inside of you.
I'm done talking to you. I hang up the call and I walk over.
But your kidney, I'm willing to pay. Oh.
No.
You only need one, I swear.
That's what they
I
all
walk
say.
back to the place. I only need one. I'm gonna wake up with
Train's
none.
dangerous enough. You need to have the backup.
I'm actually gonna somehow wake up with -3 kidneys.
I'll just remind the party that that Rainey was specifically taught when he was younger to stab for the kidneys. So you got like a 1.5 chance of at some point losing the other one. So
Yeah. I might have lost it when you stabbed me with the fake knife, but I know that doesn't do any damage, so...
It just hurts. Doesn't do damage. So you get to where you are after receiving a massive dose of arcane energy, good enough to take a picture from your insides.
That's what I was hoping for. I've met most of the qualifications other than the undead energy or something like that.
Well, there are two now. You need to be submitted to a heavy gravitational field, be submitted to an undead.
Wait, I thought I was already submitted to the gravitational pull when he did that other potion on me.
No,
When I was trying to perform.
that's far from being enough.
Okay. All right.
They did say that it was supposed to be a gravitational field strong enough to pull you apart.
All right. We'll keep going.
So you reach that point and you see a few gnomes working, and then of course you see one who sort of resembles the gnome that you talked to a few days ago, maybe a week ago.
Yeah. I will walk up to him and I'll say, "You goddamn moron! Is that you?"
Well, that's a bit rude. You need
No,
to
I was
say
asking
it
if that's your
different. No, I know
How
what
do
you.
I say it?
I know what you mean, but you need to say it
Yeah.
different,
Okay, like how should I say it? Like with more gumption in my voice or what?
with less resentment.
Okay. You goddamn moron! Is that you?
That's better. That's better.
Okay. How is my ball coming out?
Well, I don't know. Take your pants down. I'm sorry. We've been in that mood all day long here.
Ball. Yeah, I know.
The ball. All right. Yeah, it's finished. We're good. It's a good
Let's
ball.
go.
It's a good sturdy ball. You can get kicked in it, and it's gonna be fine.
I hate you. God damn. Okay. All right.
So here it is, and takes out a mostly round ball. It's slightly ovoid in shape, but it's completely there. There's vents, a little hook ring on top of it, so that you can easily wrap something inside of it. And I do believe here Tobiashi's ball. It's what it's called on my sheet. It's complete, it works fine, and it's going to be much more resistant. I poured a whole lot more magic in it, so this time if someone wants to destroy it, they're really going to have to try. And I don't mean just hit it hard with a rock. I mean hit it hard with spells. But yeah, you know what I mean. So here we go. And with another hand, he said, I'm still gonna ask you for 150 gold.
I see. So I was wondering, me and my team, we just turned in some very valuable monster parts. We killed a hydra and we killed a ice snake, and I was wondering if when the next payment comes out, if I could pay you back for that when the payment comes out, or like if we could make like a payment plan, because I could do the next 100 within the next time we get paid. Because last payment I got paid like 200, but that had to go to something else that I already had made. But I don't know if there's a trust plan for.
So what
the
you're
Guardian,
saying is that you
or-
only have 50 gold.
Yeah, about like 63.50. something like that.
If I'm not mistaken,
Not 64.
you always walk around with 4 other friends.
Yes, that is true.
And would they be able to cover this?
Well, they might. See, I'm not sure if they want to use their money on me. They did just kick my ass and blow me up.
Yes, I know. I've seen the footage.
Yeah, exactly. As you see, they might not pay for me, but I could always go ask.
What do you
There
mean
is
they won't pay for you?
I mean, they should pay for me since I did, get blown up for them. But the next thing is I should have some compensation from the gnomes themselves. I could go check on that real quick and then come back and pay for it, or I could probably, if I can.
Oh, yes, absolutely. You should get compensation for the gnomes who blew you up. But that's not
Yeah,
me.
that's true. Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
But
That's
I'm
totally
the one
understand-
who made the ball.
Yeah. I was wondering, is if I do take what would you take? How much would be off if I gave you the ball that I have already that it's inside?
The one that's been smashed and not really magical.
It's still magical. It still has like a +1. It still has some magical effect to it. And can hold an elemental. It has been this whole time since I've been on adventuring parties. It just needs a little bit of fixer-upper, but I can always go check on those other options.
So you want to sell me your scrap metal?
More or less. I don't have a whole kidney. Okay.
Oh, that's
You one of
really
my
bad.
testicles. No.
Gotta get on dialysis.
No. Yeah. Can I sell you my what if I know my pee is in the market. There's somebody here, there's a gnome here that keeps trying to take my excrement, okay? They want it really bad, and I know if you find them, they will pay a lot of money for it.
Yes, I've heard.
They've
already paid for this.
Yeah, they've been wanting.
No, they've already paid for this. They're chasing you because they want what they paid for.
They paid for? What do you mean?
Yes, there was a contract.
I wasn't in on this deal.
Someone paid 1 gold in exchange for your excrement.
Now, see, if I gave it to you, you could charge more for my excrement.
But he already has the money. He already has 1 gold. So he's already due your excrement.
Bro,
Toby, at this point, just offer to suck the man's cock. I mean, you're really getting pretty good.
honestly, I'm getting into it. At this point, you know what? I've been blown up. Let me give you a good hand. No,
Does Randy have to like coach you through this, or?
Yeah, Toby's never done it before. I might. So you want to take the layaway plan? Any of my offers won't work. I guess I'll have to come back. You'll be here, right? You stay in the same position, okay? I'll be back in an hour.
We're
But
supposed to be
goddamn
here
it.
for the next few years. So yeah, I'll be here.
I mean, this exact position.
This one here, right now. Here.
Yeah, right. Where you're standing. Let's draw a square around you and stay there.
Are there limitation of the square?
No. The square is 5 feet by 5 feet. You're gonna stay right there, right where you're at. Okay? I'm not paying you extra for this. You're staying there. And I'm gonna bring you money.
Yeah, but I need assurance that you're gonna come back before the day ends.
You can call me. Call me. I'll come back before the day ends. I promise you. You have my word. My word has been everything. I mean, I gave my word to the rest of my team that I won't fail them, and I blew up. They blew me up. I'm not gonna fail them. I'm still with them. So
That's good that you're still with someone who blew you up.
exactly. So I'll stay with you. I'll be back. Okay? How's that sound? You all right with that?
Well, your voice a bit weird, but sounds okay.
All right, that's good. I'll be back. And then I leave to go find a warden to ask him about which gnome I go to get paid from. Because they would know, right? They would know. That's what Fisher said. He never said what warden.
Well, wardens are all that hard to find. There was one nearly at every exit. Even here, although you do have to go down the stairs. But since Remy wants to find you as you go down the stairs and you start talking to this warden, I'd like to know if Jorg, Audience, and Fisher are following Remy as he's trying to give this gift to Tobiyashi or not.
I'm following Remy.
Yeah, I'll follow him.
I'm leaving. I'm doing it.
All right, so Jorg, Fisher, and Remy, as Tobiyashi seems to be asking question to a warden, you see him looking slightly exasperated. Because the warden, as soon as you come see him and you tell him what you think is the situation, the warden says, yes, we have been made aware of the situation. The gnome said that he'd consider giving you a gold brick. But since nothing bad has happened since that deal was made, he still has ground to say he doesn't need to.
That's fine. I'll get it out of him somehow. As long as it's been stated that if something bad happens, I could get compensation. That's all right. Do you know which gnome it was?
Give me a moment.
Yeah.
You see him just resting there. While he's apparently concentrating on something, Jorg, Fisher, and Remy, you see Tobiyashi.
Oh, hey guys. Sorry. Yeah. I'm trying to get compensation from the gnomes that blew me up. Well, actually, the audience that blew me up, but the gnome that blew me up, that audience was working for. Like he said, Fisher.
What? That sounded like it was going to be like a process that might take some time.
How much time? Okay, so I need to buy. My thing is, I need to buy the new home for my elemental, so it doesn't break and that he's comfortable until I find where he actually lives. And I don't have the money for it right now. He said like 150, I think.
150?
I have like 65 gold. If I go get it checked out, because I have some ye old gold in here and ye old silver and ye old bronze, I might have enough, but I don't want to go to a main city and try to figure that out before all that. You know what I mean?
I'll give you 15 platinum.
You'll give me 15 platinum?
Or no, I have more gold. I'll give you 150 gold.
Wait, did he say 150 gold?
You said 150 gold.
All right, how
much is it? Why don't I come with you?
Yeah, come with me, and we'll figure this out, okay?
And I will
He's in a 5 foot by 5 foot like square that I set him in. And yeah, okay, that's good. I'll pay you back, I promise you. And yeah, let's go up there. And I'm just like, oh, hey, Jorg and Remy, how you guys doing?
Good. Look at my new spear.
That looks very magnificent. It kind of looks like you're like a warrior now. You know what I mean?
Thank
like
you.
A bush warrior.
Yeah, I'd like to be a warrior of some kind. Warrior for nature.
That's called a ranger.
All right. Well, are you guys gonna follow us up there, or do you guys want to stay safe down at the bottom of these stairs, and we'll come back?
Wait, what's up the stairs?
Research and development.
At the top of the stairs is research and development,
Oh,
where all the
okay.
gnomes are.
I thought we were already. That's where we already were. Okay, never mind. Okay.
No, the wardens aren't stepping inside of the floor.
Wait, okay. All right, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Be right back. Sorry.
Oh no,
Toby just stares off
Tobiyashi is
into the
fading out
distance
of
for a
existence.
And you see 3 letters floating above his head. AFK.
Gnome's done to you.
No, it's even worse. He no-clipped through the floor, and now we can't find him.
Oh, no.
Logged out, so he just disappeared.
No, he had started to walk, so he's still in his walking animation, but he's not moving.
But he's not going anywhere.
So, well,
Toby's back.
Thankfully,
went to go
thankfully
take
the
a pee.
egg timer is still counting his steps.
He
so
hasn't
the egg will
peed the whole
hatch.
time he was drinking, so all right, so yeah, are you guys gonna follow us up there, or are you guys gonna stay down here?
I guess Randy will follow since he has plans with Fisher after this.
Understandable.
I've got nothing better to do.
All right, so we go back to where I had the 5 foot squared by 5 foot square of the gnome.
all right. So as you're walking, oh yeah, that's right, Remy. This is the first time you see this. I want to know if you're in front of the group, so in front of Tobiyashi, or behind Tobiyashi, completely behind the group.
I would say he's directly behind Tobiyashi.
Okay, and Fisher.
Probably next to him.
Okay, so if you're next to Tobiyashi or Remy.
Remy.
Okay, and Jorg.
Jorg will be next to Toby.
Okay, so you and Tobiyashi don't see it as it's arriving, but for Fisher and Remy, it goes well because you've never seen this happen. As you're walking, you suddenly notice that Jorg and Tobiyashi, their clothes disappear. They only take 3/4 of a step, and their skin disappears. Then you see the muscle disappearing. Then you see the blob inside of Tobiyashi's stomach. And then you see the nervous system disappearing. You only see the bones, and then as they keep walking, you see everything just reappearing one after the other as they're walking out. This just happens before you, within the length of 4 steps.
You guys okay?
Randy,
mean,
having
are we
witnessed
okay? I'm
this,
fine.
stops dead in his tracks.
I just turn around. I'm like, I'm fine. What do you mean?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that's harmless.
I know what you're talking about.
I'm sure. It's pretty sure.
Oh wait, are you talking about the field thingy? I saw.
Yeah.
I think I saw audience naked before. It's fine. He's kind of hung, but like I was saying, no, it's fine. We won't feel anything. You guys can walk through it. It'll be okay.
And now Remy has a quest. Get audience in there while he's watching.
Remy's personal quest bar just continues to load up.
You know what? I'm not totally sure what. Yeah, Remy, can you do me a favor? And when I walk through that thing, like memorize it and then like play it back for me so I can see what my insides look like.
Remy pauses
Ooh,
on
yeah,
the
I'm
bizarre
actually
request,
interested in
but
seeing that.
he nods.
So you start walking, and Remy, what you see is you initially see Fisher's form. The armor strips off, and then it's sort of weird because it doesn't happen quite as quickly as with everyone else. there seems to be a slight resistance to it, but the magical effect is so powerful that it eventually manages to seep in. But Fisher, are you walking fast? Are you walking and stopping? Are you walking slowly?
I think I'm slowly walking.
All right, then you'll have more than enough time to see everything happening. You see the stone and metal parts of him, which are outside, slowly disappearing, as if they're dissolving in midair. But eventually you see all of the bark and all of the nodes and knots. And as this layer starts to dissipate, you see the equivalent of a blood system. You see the sap moving inside. You see that there is some sort of flow to it also. His nervous system is a bit weird. It's a series of runes that just follows different directions. But eventually you see it all disappearing. And you also... Oh goodness, I didn't think about this one. You see floating Terranad and Terry. You see Terry's inside slowly showing themselves to you. His anatomy is completely alien to anything you've ever seen. He seems to have several brain, about half a dozen stomach, at least 10 organs. You have no clue what they do. You think that there is a digestive tract that goes all the way to the end, but there's no hole at the end. It doesn't come out. Then you see this layer of teeth inside, several layers. He actually looks pretty terrifying without his outer shell, because even his muscles are black. So you have this black outer shell that disappears, revealing black muscles. And then the muscle disappears, and you see all the teeth and its nervous system, its blood system, which the blood is kind of deep purple in color. And then when those disappear, that's when you see all of the organs. You think he had at least 6 kidneys and 2 livers. You think that he has 4 hearts, but they're very small. It might actually be a single heart that has been blown up in 4 pieces, like the 4 part of a heart, but it's all placed in different places in his anatomy. And then you see the liquid inside of him, this green acid liquid in his stomach. Terranad is prettier to look at. His outer shell eventually disappears, and he really is made out of crystals inside. And no matter how many layers of crystals disappear, it's still more crystals, but it's the first time you see it. It's organic in the way that they're placed. It's a layer of crystal interlaced, then another, then another, then another. Always smaller and smaller, exchanging energy and magic. And you can actually see the magic moving inside. Eventually, reaching the point where it's just a small nugget. You're not sure if it's its heart or its brain. It's something.
I think we all know the answer to that. But continue.
And as Fisher walks out, everything starts to recompose itself, layer after layer. The more resilient layer seems to take less time to come back. So there's a bit of weirdness when you're looking at this. His exterior body starts reappearing before the inside of his body has completely reappeared. But you're fairly confident that everything is back in its place, although you didn't see it all appearing again. And you have that now, branded in your mind.
Remy just blinks hard. And just kind of like looks over at Fisher, I guess, and like holds a talon up.
You got it? Alright, sweet.
Nice. All right, let's go. He's over this way.
Remy, do you go through the field or do you go around it?
Remy goes around it.
A gnome helps you because apparently the field is nearly 10 feet in diameter. So gnomes help you. Don't worry about it. I know it's a bit weird. Maybe next time. And honestly, sometimes something else can be seen and we don't know what it is. So I can understand it perfectly. That's the other thing. That's what George saw when he was there. The people screaming inside of the body.
Yeah, just Remy just says nope to that today.
So you walk around and you easily manage to find the gnome. And when you arrive, you just see a gnome standing there, looking in your direction but not reacting.
Hey, I told you I'd be back. So that was 150 gold, right? That's what you said?
He's not moving. He's just looking straight in front.
Hello? You goddamn moron. Is you good?
He's not moving.
Incidentally,
What are you doing?
He has.
I
is
didn't
there
do
actually a
anything.
square drawn there?
There is a square. What, you want me to erase it? Okay, I'll erase it. I erase the square around him.
Remy, make a perception roll.
Sure. That is a 25.
All right. As he's doing this, as he's erasing things, you notice something slightly odd. It's on Tobiashi's shoulder, and his shoulder. And I send it to you privately.
Rainy just kind of staring, looking at between Tobiyashi, the gnome, back to Tobiyashi. Then he lets out a childish giggle.
I look at Remy, I'm just like, what? What is it? No? Okay.
So Ramy is still giggling, but then switches to another child's voice. Wanna play hide and seek?
What do you mean? Okay. So is this not right? Is this not the right gnome? Is this a wrong gnome? Is he hiding himself? What's going on here?
I poked the gnome.
Your finger goes through.
Yeah.
Why do I have to find him? This is for my eye. Okay. Um, I guess I'll look for him everywhere.
Make a perception roll.
All help.
With advantage.
17. 20. That's a 20.
All right. It only takes a few moments. You look around and eventually you see a gnome sitting on the bench working on something. You look at the back of the illusion in front of you. You look at the back of the gnome and say, yeah, it's the same.
Hey. You goddamn moron. Is that you?
He just looks up and... Who's calling me?
Me?
Mother?
Hello? No. Tobiyashi, you were working on my meteor hammer.
Oh, yeah. Is that what it called?
Why'd you move?
You said that I had to be inside of the square. I am. What's your problem?
That's not you. That's a reflection of you.
You didn't specify.
Oh my. Okay. All right. How much? It was 150 golds for the meteor hammer, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Although I'm
Fisher,
considering
okay.
making it 175 for all the troubles you're giving me.
What do you mean all the troubles I'm giving you? I
You
literally had to
keep
find you right now.
interrupting me. You keep telling me I'm not doing things right.
Okay. All right. 150 gold. I'm giving it to you now. I look over at Fisher. I'll be back.
I recognize you.
Yeah.
All right. I take it from Fisher.
You're
I'll
paying?
give it. Yes.
No, he looks at Fisher when he's... You're paying?
No, Toby's paying.
Ah, too bad. I was gonna give you a discount. You're so funny to watch. Alright, 150 gold.
All right. Here you go. And I give it to him, and I'm like, wait, where's the meteor hammer at?
Hey, he gives you the ball.
All right. Cool. All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, so do I.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
All right. We can go now, guys.
He looks at Fisher. Come
that
back
doesn't like
anytime
me.
you want.
He probably wants to lick you. But let's go.
Kobayashi, if you, as you're starting to walk off, Randy pulls on the sleeve of your
Wrappings?
yes, we'll go with that. I was just trying to decide the noun here. Just robe.
I'm like, yes, sir.
Remy hands you a small gem.
Okay, I'll grab it. What is this?
Remy will take your hand and squeeze it, and the gem lets out a sound. You can do it! I believe in you!
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll use it whenever I need a pickup.
I remember now. You hadn't told me what the gem said, but it's so...
No, I told you. It was in the text. It was in the text of the message I sent
Oh, okay.
about it. But
It's
It's a pocket pick-me-up.
A pocket pick me up.
It's just a gem. Every
Okay.
time you squeeze it, it's gonna say that.
I see. All right. That's perfect. Wait, what kind of voice is it? Is it like an old man voice? Is it like a younger voice? Is it like a child? How loud is it?
I like to imagine not precisely like a cheerleader because I don't think cheerleaders exist, but with that level of enthusiasm.
Okay.
It's like, you can do it! I believe in you!
I see.
I thought you were gonna say that you had someone write it down on a piece of paper and you put your audible orb over it.
Oh,
so he...
no. No, not that.
But apparently
Please,
no.
Okay, well, I appreciate
Well, that would
it,
have been
Remy.
the funny
Thank you
version,
very much.
but Ramey's actually trying to be nice with this one.
Thank you very much, Remy. So I guess we go find. Wait,
Audience, because he's the only one missing from the group.
can find audience. I'm trying to remember if I have anything.
You're not gonna
else.
find audience, by the way.
I could do the katana. What do you mean? I could call you right now. I could ask a warden where you're at. Have you seen audience anywhere?
Disappeared. No
Um,
longer in the garden.
He went back in time, back to Bahamar.
I guess the last thing I'll go do is check on that sword and see what it does and see if I want to get it. And then check up on my options on the whole gnome thing. And that's pretty much the rest of the stuff I do.
Okay. Write it to me again in Discord because we're a bit over time, so
Yeah.
I'll look at this. All right. So just to finish, knowing what happens with audience, where did audience go?
Audience took the portal to the capital city and is trying to find the underground of the capital city because he needs to send a letter.
Which capital city?
The human capital.
I know, but Ottenel is the commercial heart of the island
Not
chain.
Othenel, the other one.
Okay. Where the royal family lives.
Yeah. He's trying to find the underground of that city because he needs to send a letter.
Okay.
Meanwhile, several hundreds of miles away, a rogue is just whistling casually to himself.
Okay.
Maybe you can't know this. This is a secret letter.
No, but I'll ask you exactly what's on the letter. If you don't want to say it in front of everyone, but you won't have any problem finding the underbelly of a city. Even though it is against your nature as a paladin, it is also within your nature as a paladin to seek out the darkness. So,
No.
going
Also got
against...
divine sense. Just sense where the evil is.
Going against your instinct is basically how you can find these places.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to go there. All right, let's go there.
Walk by a brothel.
By the way,
Okay, I'm on
audience,
the right
before
track.
he goes to the underground, will put all of his money into the orb, into the storage, so he doesn't get pickpocketed.
And do you keep the dimensional storage on you?
Yes, I do keep the dimensional storage on. Well, where else would I put the dimensional storage?
Well, you
Keeps
could
that thing on
you
him.
could put it. You could leave it in the garden because everything's in there.
I might need some money then.
Yeah, I mean, if they could pickpocket the money, what if they pickpocket the dimensional storage?
I'll be sad. That's all my stuff in it.
Look, just keep it where Ramey's keeping his dagger, in his beak.
All right. So
Can't steal what they can't find.
Audience is also perhaps being a little obvious as he enters, since he is riding his cat. But it's okay.
So this is the first time that you actually enter this city. It is the oldest city, and you immediately notice this in the architecture. It's definitely several hundred years old. You have beautiful everything. There's even hints of maybe elven inspiration in the way that the city is built. Of course, the moment you enter the city, you see these massive constructs guarding the entrance of the city, and some of them reminds you of what you see in Ottenel, but you also see smaller version walking the streets. Those one resembles in many ways those that you saw in Bahamor.
Alright. It's alright. I've met Elithane. I still feel like I could take these constructs over him, so.
Well, Elithane probably can take those constructs.
Yeah, that was my point.
Of course, finding the underbelly of a city isn't very hard, especially since you're used to finding it and finding trouble in there. So it just takes a few moments. You go into the poorer side of the city where there are less guards, and eventually you do find shady stores, or what looks like stores. An inn where you believe that if you go in there, it's probably gonna end in a brawl.
Maybe later.
And of course, as you're moving down those streets on your large, white, probably slightly gray cat, looking
all my
at
new
people.
Equipment, my like shiny purple shield and my like glowing magic sword.
You get the feeling people are looking at you as if you were a guard. And they probably take you as some sort of security type person.
That's okay. As long as I have their respect.
Well, you have something. You're not sure if it's respect, but they don't want to engage with you.
That's okay. I'm not looking to engage.
Alright, so where exactly do you go?
I'm looking for like a place where I could get someone to send a letter to perhaps some of the more shadier places on the island change and do it quickly.
Okay. I'd have you go with either investigation or perception.
Alright.
Investigation is you're really going to start asking question around. You could draw attention.
Perception.
Perception is going to be you looking around, maybe entering some of those shady inns. See if someone looked like someone you might be able to do this with.
That is, because I am riding Magna, a 16.
Alright. Magna does give you a hint of someone that smells like they've been outside of the city really recently. But they also look like they might have killed someone very recently.
That's alright. I'm okay with that. I guess I'd probably walk up to them and be like, hey, I'm looking for a person who can get a letter out to some of the more shady areas of this island chain. I'll do it within the next week.
You know, you're not sure exactly what race it is. Could be human, elf, half-elf, could even be orc. You don't see his face. The hood is up, and he's not removing it. You just hear the voice say, oh, that's interesting. And why exactly should I do this?
And I'll pay you. Do you need another reason?
Oh, that's already interesting. What exactly are you gonna give in payment?
I mean, do you want something besides gold?
Gold can be fine. It just takes a little more gold to make it interesting. But I mean, you do have interesting equipment. I'm sure I could resell those.
I'm not selling you my weapons.
Oh, maybe something a little
It
more.
won't cost much, just your voice.
Maybe something more lively than this, then. And he walks around Magna.
Sure, I can sell you Magna. That won't be a problem.
You hear in your
I will
mind
just-
something that goes along the line of, what?
No, don't worry. I'll speak about it. I'll be like, oh no, don't worry. I'll just desummon you once I leave, and then it'll just come back to me.
You need this dude to do something for you.
Oh, that's true. Damn it.
It's not giving you something.
Fine. You know what? Actually, I can't sell you Magna either.
Shame.
It's a spell. It's not a thing I can sell.
Oh, things like that can be arranged. Just give me her actual name.
No,
I
I'm
can
not doing
reach
that.
in there and...
All right. Why don't we just go back to the goals again? Let's
Oh,
just
if
keep
you
this simple.
insist.
Let's just keep this real simple. Just a letter, man. It's not a lot.
Alright. So, where exactly do you want this? Or is it just...
So, I don't actually know this individual's. I don't actually know this individual's name, but I know that they are with the Hunter cult. If you know who these are.
Yes, I've heard of them. They make themselves a little hard to work around.
Yeah. Do you have not? And I won't judge. If you have any contacts in them, that would be helpful, as I do need to get it to one of their members to get them this letter.
Well, if you're willing to put in a little bit more gold in your offer, I might be able to arrange something.
Okay, that's fine. All right, I need you to get a letter to a blue dragon that's among them that speaks about the god. Where is it? I have this. Kareth, who worships the god Kareth Bane.
All right.
I need you to get them a letter within the next week, preferably in the next few days.
Well, I can't guarantee they're gonna receive it then. You never know where their assets are deployed, but I can surely get the message to one of their members within a few days.
As long as they can tell them its importance and that they'll want to receive it.
Important enough that it would warrant me not asking for. And he takes a scroll and opens it up toward himself. 30,000 gold for this letter?
I'm not paying you 30,000 gold.
Ah, that's funny. He turns the scroll around and it's a wanted poster of you. They're offering that sum for you.
Well, I mean, you can try and take it, but I don't think it'll go well for you.
Ah. And I thought you were a nice person.
I am a nice person, but I'm not paying you 30,000.
I wasn't asking for 30,000. I was just asking for something that would help me forget this.
Help you forget it? Everyone already knows about it. I got people coming after me every day. This is you are the first.
But no one knows where you are right now except me. And apparently, that person you're trying to reach.
Well, that person I'm trying to reach doesn't know where I am right now, but I'm trying to tell them where I'm going to be. And
exactly.
I don't understand why you're not letting me. I'm about to walk away from this person. Just let me send this letter.
Well, alright, if you're willing to take that chance.
Care.
Let's see. A letter? How big of a letter?
It's not very long. It's like a couple lines.
Delivered to a dangerous place. Let's start with a 25 gold for this. And then dangerous place.
Okay.
This warrants maybe a little increase. We'll go with 100 gold.
I'm sure they'll pay you for the information on the other side as well.
Oh, that's interesting. Interesting. I guess this could help reduce the cost of me forgetting that you're giving me this letter. And how exactly do I say that I came upon this pristine piece of information of where
you can tell them I gave it to you.
Interesting. All right. So, well, for the danger I'll be taking and for the expediency of your endeavors, I say, how about 500 gold?
That worth it to me. I don't want to pay 500 for this. I just want to.
Give it to me, I'm worth it. Give it to me, I'm worth it.
Well, you know, I could always be a little...
I just want to give my rival a chance to challenge me at my next big religious event. That's all I want.
I can always be a little less careful while I'm doing this.
I want you to be careful. I'd appreciate it if you gave it directly to her and nobody else. So.
Oh, well, then you're getting a very interesting deal with only 500 gold. I am a man of my word, so I will not increase that price, but I'm just telling
fine.
you.
I'll pay you the 500 golds.
Very well.
But basically, I'm gonna write out the letter. It's gonna basically state like, hey, I defeated you last time we fought. I wanted to let you know I'm taking the next step in my religion. I want to prove that I am basically my god is stronger. Basically, I will be at this event on the Equinox. Come face me if you dare. It's very simple.
Okay.
Come challenge me if you dare. I'll pay him 5.
Well, all right. I promise I'll be careful with the person that I deliver this to. So long as there aren't too many similar persons.
I don't think there will be, to be honest with you.
Oh, well, very well. All right. Well, I hope you did not forget to sign it, because I don't want to know officially your name.
I mean, they know my name. It's okay. I announce my name every time I face them.
Oh, I know. But my friends include other people that I might not want them to know that you're in front of me right now.
Oh, well, I mean, sure. I don't know. I signed it, so they'll know it's me.
Good. Then I will do my best. I do believe this is the 1 week before this happens.
Yeah.
Well then, we'll see what happens. I will do my best. And hopefully, no one else will come.
Nah, that'll just make it more exciting. But I would like to keep the number somewhat down, so that's why I just
Yes,
You know,
yes.
The 32 bracket tournament suddenly becomes a 128.
128. Listen,
It's like, where did all these people come from?
there was a reason Audion Winston did this by himself. He didn't necessarily think the other members of his party would approve of what he was doing. He's not gonna mention it either. He's just gonna be like, "Oh, weird. They showed up."
Wait, who is it? Who's showing up?
Don't worry about it.
They have to actually have a preliminary tournament before they can start the real tournament. Because there are too many entrants.
You see him put the letter inside of one pocket, and he turns around and says, "All right, well, I'll guess we'll probably see each other again in 7 days. I want to be there when this happens.
All right.
And I give you my best word that I'll do everything I can, considering the amount of money you gave me, to make sure that no one else knows
All right.
that such an interesting bounty will be on display at this place and that
Alright.
time."
Oh, the hunter cult's gonna be there.
As he walks
See what you can do.
away, I am going to take a whiff to see if he spells of another shard, because he seemed like a slightly interesting individual. So that's a wisdom. That is
Wisdom.
14.
Natural 20, he smells like farts.
14. I only got a 14.
He made sure that he farted just before he was leaving, so it would completely overwhelm your senses. 14. It's extremely subtle, but you get the feeling there are several scent coming all at once. But one that you'd recognize as being the strongest has a very damp and cold feeling to it, like in a cave. From the history of your world and the fact that you know at least a little bit, it would be the Deep Shard, where usually there are a whole lot of psychic creature living in there.
Cool. He seemed like an interesting individual, I'll think to myself. We'll see whether he turns out to be friend, foe, or somewhere in between. And then I will quickly leave the city. I don't completely trust him, and I don't want to be in the same city as him. That he literally just saw me, and so I'll head back to Guardian.
So I guess audience will not be coming back to this city for the next week.
Nope.
All right, everybody, let's go to the city. No.
That was
Alright.
audience business, that city. He did it, and it's over.
All
I
right.
may have also just increased the difficulty of the thing in 7 days, but that's alright.
Yeah.
Worth it.
Listen, if I'm gonna prove my religion's great, I need to beat my rival to do it. That's just classic.
Yeah, I guess.
It's like the Pokemon thing where like the rival keeps coming back whenever you're trying to enter a different town.
Well, all right. We'll see if the letter gets there. I was planning on bringing her back a little bit later on, but hey, if you're provoking an encounter, who am I to argue?
Oh, I'm
with it?
provoking. I provoke.
But you see what audience actually put? It wasn't a normal scroll. It was actually a scroll of compelled duel.
It's the scroll with the I embedded compelled duel within it.
All right. Well, with
The only question is how careful will this guy be, and will just she show up, or will like half of the hunter cult show up?
And
Yeah,
now
that's
it's
what I
a
was thinking.
256 bracket.
There's going to be a
tournament.
whole bunch of hunter cults there. Dude, I'm going to see someone that I know. I'm going to
Maybe
get
that was my plan
flashbacks.
all along. Maybe it was a provoke to bring the entire hunter cult into the light, and
Yeah.
then take them all out in one place.
yeah, because you have to remember, You're worth 30,000. You're worth 30,000. You're worth 30,000.
Wait,
That's the other thing. We're gonna get a
what?
lot of bounty hunters now. There's just gonna be a ton of bounty hunters just showing up at this event.
Wait a minute. We're all worth 30,000 gold.
I think I am worth a little more. Or
Yeah.
something.
Well, it's everyone has a very similar price, but audience has a mention double if he's still alive.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
The rest of
okay.
you will be killed. I get to be brought in alive.
What, this is like One Piece where we all have bounties and we're like,
Yeah.
Well, all of you have. Tobiashi, your bounty is lower because you've been a pest in their
That's what I
side for
thought.
not as long. But everyone
Yeah.
else, you have been quite a
I
problem
have
for
that.
them.
I have that chopper bounty. You know what I mean?
Well, Remy also has a secondary bounty, but nobody knows about that one.
Toby, your bounty is like, please bring back our torture pet. We miss him.
Yeah. They're like, he has some information about us, but we don't.
Or even better,
don't
it just
mind if he's
says
dead or
lost
alive.
pet.
Lost
Lost
pet. Yeah. It's like 10 gold. I'm just sitting there, like, you know.
We were
the
having
less
so much
bounty
fun
on me,
with
the
him, but
better.
then he escaped. We'd really appreciate it if you could return it to its owner.
Just return him, please.
Uh,
He escaped not too long ago.
All right. With audience trying to leave the city as fast as he can so he doesn't get picked off
your
at the
pockets.
entrance of the city as he's leaving
Power
by
walking.
52 thieves and barbarians and going back to the garden, I would imagine.
Yep.
Okay.
Just headed back to the garden like nothing happened. I didn't go anywhere. I don't know what you guys are all talking about.
Well, probably it's probably going to have taken you a few hours to do this. So when you're going to come back, we're going to start with everyone else and let them catch up with you. All right. Well, on this, I'd say this is a perfect time to end for tonight as we have something from every one of you. I believe this is going to be the end of that day also when you come back. So, and the day closer to the big event. But I'm pretty sure that at one point the days are going to start moving forward faster because you're all going to have done everything you want to do.
Yeah. I was
Already
pretty much
done
my
everything
last
I
thing I
wanted
wanted to do.
Oh, right, okay. So audience is already complete. I think Jorg is also complete.
Yep.
I have something to do, but that'll be next episode.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Let's
sure.
not talk about my to-do list.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm pretty sure Remy still has a lot of stuff to do. Fisher,
Interesting.
I know of one thing you told me you wanted to do. And I know you've added research to this. But beyond that,
Depending on how much time I have left, I'm probably just gonna fill out whatever time is left with making scrolls.
okay, yeah, well, that's gonna be quite easy. So, I think this is going to be the end for tonight, and we hope you had a pleasant evening. We hope you're going to be there next week, Wednesday for those watching this live, Friday for those watching this not live on the rerun. And it's most likely going to be at least another half a session of downtime. And then preparations for the huge event where audience will have to face undeads, maybe rogues, and maybe a creature from somewhere that feels stagnant.
And the hunter cult.
Along with everyone else.
With the hunter call, yeah. Now the hunter call.
If I see someone that tortured me there, I'm just like, you're not too bad anymore, you know. This guy over here tortured me a lot more than you tortured. No.
Well, there's one that would probably still instill fear
Yeah.
in you.
that
One
woman
chick.
or whatever.
Yeah,
we
that
never
one
ran
chick.
into, that like did the whole ritual. She's in my notes somewhere.
She tortured him with magic.
Yeah, but she also was the one who like was in charge of the ritual, wasn't she? That like
No,
brought.
no, that was a mistake from
Oh.
Tobiyashi. He said a woman, but it was a man.
But it was the man. It was the man. It was the guy.
You know, they all look the same up front.
When I'm being tortured, they all looked at she got poison on me. You know, I was tripping for a few days. I'm talking about it.
Everyone that doesn't look human, they all look the same. Audience, all Dragonborn, they look exactly the same. How can you tell one another from?
Yeah. I mean, they might be green or gold, but you know, they're all like dragon-like. You know.
Actually, this is when we find out that Tobayashi's colorblind.
Yeah.
So the only one he's seeing accurately is Remy.
Exactly.
Audience does remind himself that if this wasn't private, next time he goes to the underground, he needs to bring Remy with him because he doesn't like trying to communicate with people down there. They're annoying and weird.
It's like, why can't you just say what you mean?
It's like, I'm offering you money to tell my enemies where I am. Just take it. Stop being difficult about it.
My question, I just have one more question. What are we winning if we win this tournament?
I'm
Thingy.
winning a lot.
Well, that's it. That's
Are we
the
winning
thing.
money?
Audience never involved all of you in this, so he's winning a lot out of this.
You guys are getting nothing.
Are we not getting any money? We're gonna join you, but not? What if I just don't want to join? What if I just sit out?
Yeah, what's in
do
it
that.
for us?
I don't know. You
Yeah,
haven't
what do
talked to
we
me
get?
about it. You
Yeah,
haven't asked me.
yeah.
I mean,
Brought it up.
I mean, not gonna lie, audience just has to look in Raimi's general direction. He's already on board.
The glory and recognition of this combat. I mean, there are going to be a lot of like.
No. We're talking about this next session, Jorg. I'm gonna need your help.
Yeah. For your
I'm not gonna risk my life
questionable religion.
again, to not get paid. That's it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, apparently next session we're gonna have a very interesting discussion also. So I hope you're gonna be there.
It's okay, I don't need you. I just need Remy and Fisher.
You're getting paid. Fisher's getting paid.
I'm not
Exactly.
getting paid.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah,
money for me.
Okay, then you're paying us. It's for your religion.
Then you're paying us. We'll talk about this next session. Well,
Yeah.
me, Fisher, and Jorg will have a conversation about
Yeah,
this.
no,
I know
the
Remy's
conversation
going
is
already.
getting more complex every moment, so definitely
Yeah.
we're gonna have to do this in front of the camera and not out of the camera. So it's gonna be audience to get blown up.
Before you blew Toby up, he was so down. But you know, I'm gonna.
Like, I could die.
Toby was the one who wanted to fight all of us.
You didn't have to blow me up. That's all.
All right, so we're gonna finish this session before we lose a player.
No.
So I hope you had a pleasant evening, and I hope you will be there next week. And of course, well, if you're watching this on the rebroadcast, now would be a good time to go back to this window being the active one, especially if you're watching this from Twitch, so we can actually try and raid someone with more than 2 or 3 people. I'd really like to have 5 people, and I know there are always at least 5 people active. So come on, please. More than 3 people. And if you have a suggestion for a channel, write it in the chat. I am always there. I am reading what's there. I know that I've been a bit slow the last few days, but that's because Twitch have been giving me problem with the bandwidth. But I am always there, and I always
It has
read.
been shutting off my streams.
Yeah, I know. I've been getting some awful latency in the middle of streams. If I'm
Yeah,
not
it's been doing that
on
to
my
everyone.
OBS window, I start losing frame. The moment that I click on something else, I start losing frame. And this only happens when Twitch is open. So
Yeah.
when I streaming to Twitch. So,
Mhm.
all right. With this all said, thank you very much. We hope you'll be there next week. And if you enjoyed the show, you can support the stream by following us on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. You can also support the stream by making a donation, becoming a Patreon, making a donation. All things that I'll be extremely grateful if you do, because it's going to help me pay something. And stop having to give out food sample for a living. Or you can simply help this channel by spreading the word of our existence and having people watch us. It's always fun also. Especially if you don't like marsh sounds for ambience, because I'm going to keep playing it until someone says something in the chat. So,
Maybe we should use that as a reward since people seem to like it.
They're just
Yeah,
gonna get
yeah,
so
no,
used
and-
to it that like, oh, that's the first sound I heard when I came here, so I like it, you know.
in five session, if no one says anything, I'm going to take for granted that you actually enjoy it. So, yeah. All right, so thank you for being there. Hope you had a pleasant evening, and as always, stay safe and stay healthy. Good night.
Denny.
Good night.